Good afternoon. Welcome to the Wyatt Live, 1 p.m. I almost didn't make it, I must admit. I want to thank the twos and the fews that are actually here. Let me see if I can get this screen done right. Sound check. Let's do a mic check. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me or not. I just came in, hit the power button, and we off to the races. Let me know if you can hear me. Let's make sure we're here. Good afternoon. Sabrina Calloway, what's good, Queen? She said Motivational Monday. Wyatt Live crew, welcome back to work. Sabrina, I happened to see your post. I think it was Facebook. I happened to see your post. You're back to work. I don't know if I'll be bragging about that. but I know why you are, because you feel good being back active after your injury. God bless your heart. After your injury, you feel rejuvenated. You're ready to go back to work. You're ready to move and groove and shake and whine and do all the things that you do. And it's like work actually, we don't really want to go to work, but when we're, kind of stuck in the house because we can't move or can't get around or whatever, work ain't so damn bad. I just want to be around some people. I want to be able to do something. I'm a loner. Sabrina. I can live the rest of my life in a bubble. I can live the rest of my life in a small section of my home. All I need to do is eat and take a shower. You know what I mean? I don't need social media. I don't need any of that stuff. I can go without people. You understand? I can go without people because I don't have any problems in life that I create for myself. Knock on wood. I don't have any problems. All my problems come from other people. Probably the majority of us here could say the same thing. I don't get on my own nerve. I do pretty good by myself. Like I can relate to myself. I'm cool by myself. I can walk through the park by myself. I can swim by myself. I can do a lot of things by myself that don't necessarily require people. You feel me? It's just when people get in my life, that's when things tend to go wrong, or when somebody do something wrong or say something. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not just me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm a loner. I've been that way my whole life, to be honest with you. A lot of people thought that I was an extrovert because I'm friendly. Like I'll speak to people on the street just randomly. I smile at babies. I say hello to people. What's up, bro? What's up, sis? Hey, bro, that's a nice shirt. That's a sweet suit you got on there, bro. It's a good color combination and it looked good on you. Excuse me, ma'am. Has anybody told you today that you look wonderful? And keep on stepping. I'm that type of guy. I really am. And people think that that's me being an extrovert, but I'm really not. I'm an introvert. I love to be by myself. I can do everything by myself. I can go to the movies if I want to. I can watch a movie at the house by myself if I want to. I can play anything by myself. You know what I'm saying? I can do it. I can go shoot baskets by myself. I can get my own rebound. I could do whatever I want to do by myself, and I'm totally content with that. There is no loneliness is just not a thing for me. I've been around people for so long and been dealing with conflict and dysfunction and stuff for so long. I learned a long time ago that loneliness is just it's not part of my life. It's almost like a reward when the house is empty. You know what I'm saying? Like when the kids went away, I wasn't upset because they were hold on. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had a message that came through. Y'all know I'm doing audits right now, so I got things coming through to me. That's why I didn't think I was going to get this show in today. But yeah, I like when my children left the house. Y'all feel me? Like when they left home, it wasn't the sadness of them leaving home. It was the sadness of me. Maybe you know how you feel as a parent when your kid go away. You just feel like you losing them. I got over that real fast. I got over that real fast. I don't think I've ever done a show on it. I don't think I've ever mentioned it. I've gotten over that really fast because they still do need me. They probably need me now more than ever, more than they ever have. You feel me? Like the needs are a little bit different. These are lively needs. Before we just needed a size 6, size 6 tennis shoe to run in the track meet or play in the basketball game or to have practice uniform, whatever. That was minor. That was minor stuff. Now is daddy, can you show me how to set up this? Can you show me, dad, I need my TV mounted at the house. Or daddy, I'm painting the house. Or daddy, daddy. I love it, but I don't feel missed anymore. I don't feel like I was going to lose. I don't feel like I've lost my children. My youngest, who's up at Ohio State, this is her second year in the med program, going into her second year. She's very, very independent. Both of my children are independent, but um, she's more into, needing that emotional thing, and that comes from the woman. You feel me? Like, I'm not an emotional. I gave her a lot of emotional strength growing up because she was a point guard. She played basketball. She was in sports, stayed in sports all the way up until competitive cheer, the whole nine. She's always been in sports, and that builds character. Sports builds character. It teaches you how to win. It teaches you how to lose, and she needs a different type of support system. She needs the type of support system that a woman can give. It's not the same as a man. Men have different types of support systems than women do, in my opinion. Women are more cuddly. You guys are more, and this is what we actually need. This is why some of our children are. This is what this is what they're missing. The nucleus of the man and the woman being able to teach the same subject, the same position, just from a different point of view. You know what I'm saying? Like, men teach things different than women. Women teach things different than men. And a well-rounded child is going to be one that's being taught by man and woman. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a father. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a mother. It could be a godmother, godfather. It could be an uncle. It could be an aunt. But these kids need to be raised with optional thinking. They don't just need to be taught. You can't teach a child how to think one way, or like women are going to be a little bit more emotional. So the reactions and how they handle things come from that emotional teaching, where men have a little bit more of a settle. I said men, not baby boys, but men have more of a patient, hey, let's see how this play out. That's how I know how people have been raised, because I watch how they problem solve. I watch how they handle situations. You know what I'm saying? I can always tell when they jump the gun, or they quick to jump to the conclusions of this and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're so fast to jump to a conclusion, there's something going on there. You feel me? And it doesn't necessarily make it bad. It's just I'm bringing awareness. Now, I'm not a psychiatrist, and I don't play one on the podcast here. I'm just going from experience, the experiences I've had over the years. And I was like that. Growing up, I grew up with a single mother, single grandmother. You know what I'm saying? My mother was single, my grandmother was single. They had boyfriends, but I'm talking about a man in the house. That just didn't happen. And I handled my issues and problems just like they would have, emotional, and, you know, just how a woman would teach, just it's just not a man. If I would have been taught by a man, I would have probably been in a different course and been doing something a lot earlier in my life. I would have had a different way of handling things. Let's just say that. That all being said, I want to thank everybody for being here. I don't have much to say today, but I am going to try to carry on as much as I can. Speaking of single mothers and things of that nature, there was a clip. Before I get into that, let me just say this. I did a show this morning. Y'all know the Wyatt Live the Wyatt Live Drive AM show, whatever we gonna call it. AM Drive, whatever. And I made some comments this morning, and I stand on it. I made an announcement that someone put in my DMs, and they know who they are. They sent me the message saying that the NAACP local chapter of Cincinnati's local chapter is having an event, and their keynote speaker, or one of their speakers, I don't know. I don't even remember what they told me. They said one of their speakers is going to be Jasmine Crockett. And if you didn't hear what I said about it, go back and watch this morning's program, or this morning's 1 hour drive. You know what I mean? And you'll hear what I said. I'm not going to repeat it again. I don't need to repeat it. I got a couple dirty little DMs. Of course, you can't say anything. I don't know. What is it? Is it black women are above approach? Can you not say something where, if you say something that criticize them, whether it's constructive or just regular criticism, why is it that every time, see, I'm a man, I don't have a problem saying what I got to say, whether I say it about a black man, a white man, a white woman, or a black woman, I'll say whatever I got to say. I don't expect a bunch of punk ass dudes to come to the rescue of a woman that's not being hurt or abused or talked about in a filthy kind of way. I just don't understand where y'all brothers come in at trying to tell a dude what they can and what they can't say, not to a woman, but about a woman. Why is it that if you're a public figure and you give public opinion, or you're a public servant, what makes anybody above approach or above criticism? So you telling me if a black woman has a political role, a political job, a job where she's elected by the public, I can't and other people can't say anything about this individual? And if they do, you trying to tell me that that is jumping on a black woman? When we start doing that type shit? I mean, it's been a while now, but damn. What the hell is going on? Listen, sisters, I ain't even mad at y'all. Y'all supposed to do that. I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of sad sometimes when I hear it from certain people, but from dudes, guys, with y'all punk asses, boy, y'all some cis, boy, what do they call that shit these days? Because I know what we used to call it. You know what I'm saying? I know what we used to call dudes that ran behind women. You either couldn't pay your bills by yourself, or you couldn't handle you wasn't on the lease living with her, so you had to run behind her and she was paying for groceries and everything. I don't know men that do that shit. I ain't even got a man in my circle that do shit. We don't even talk like that. I don't get it. And here's the thing, it's not like if I was saying it, look, here's what I would not do. I'm not going to talk about wigs and eyelashes. These are disrespectful things. These are very disrespectful things when you start talking about a woman's appearance, and that's supposed to play into her decision making. And that's not where we were with it. We were talking about, why is she even coming to the city of Cincinnati? And if she is coming, I bet you she won't talk about the improvement of the community, because she can't talk about her district's improvement. You can hold that to any politician. Don't come at me about what we need to be doing and you ain't doing it yourself. Don't come at me with that. If your district is just as toe up as when they voted you in, how you going to travel to other people's districts and get to talking about what's going on in their house? That's what I'm saying. And that goes for all the politicians. That goes for all of them. But some of y'all dudes, bro, I'm going to tell y'all something. I got a video I'm going to show y'all today. Today, get on Men Monday. Fuck it. Let's get it. Okay? Women going to be women, fellas. I don't care what y'all say about me. Today, y'all getting it. Because I got a video today. Number one person, Ricky Smiley. He a bitch. I'm sorry, bro. I've never done that on this show in my life. Ricky Smiley and DL Hughley, bro, y'all some suckers. And the reason why y'all suckers, because you have nothing to talk about unless you talking about the defense of black women. And you know DL Hughley then ran through some black women. And Ricky Smiley, bruh, can't nobody convince me you ain't soft as cotton. And ain't neither one of y'all gonna fight sleep. So shut up. Shut up. This is not me being on the attack. This is just me trying to understand, why are we being led by dudes? And we already know what's up with the Don Lemonade dude. He done already told y'all that the biggest villain in America is the white man. He's the biggest assault and the biggest, what is it? He's the biggest I don't want to use my words. I want to use his words. He said they're the biggest threat. White men are the biggest threat to black people. Don Lemonade said that shit. So if that's the case, Don Lemonade, why would you marry a white man? You black, right? These suckers can't tell me nothing. They can't tell me nothing. DL Hughley can't defend his family because he let a man abuse his daughter. And I'm a grown ass man with daughters. We be doing this shit from cell block C. up at um, um, Lebanon correctional facilities. That's where Wyatt Live would be held on a day-to-day basis. As long as the guards didn't mess up the internet, we'd be doing Wyatt Live from Lebanon or Chillicothe, Cell Block C. Because nobody would be able to tell me. I would never try to convince my wife or my family that something didn't happen to my daughter by a close relative or a friend of the family or something like that. There would have been a problem. And now DL Hughley going on tour with Don Lemon, and all they doing is talking. See what they doing? They playing on the empathy of Black women, which is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. So what they're doing is they're turning Black women into victims. And that, I mean, I'm not suggesting, and don't ladies, don't get mad at me for what I'm about to say, but I can't tell you how it is to be a Black woman. I can't tell you how it is to be a woman, period, right? But you can't tell me how it is to be a man. So how dare you feel like it's harder to be a Black woman or a woman in this country than a man? You might have a point now that I think about it, because we got a whole lot of bitch ass dudes turning into women. That might be, I don't know if that's telling me that it's easier or harder to be a woman. When a man will say, hey, man, I'm about to go, shit, I'm about to be a woman. Dina said, what do you mean he let a man abuse his daughter? What's the story behind that? Don't know, huh? He do a lot of, I said he do a lot of talking, but he don't never let y'all know what's really going on. See, they never let you know what's behind the curtain. That's why they keep you all up in other people's shit. They keep you all up in other people's business. See what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. It's just like Joy Reid. Oh, let me be careful. She's another Black woman. She's the first generation Black woman in America. Her parents are from another country, right? They never experienced racism or none of that. But she'll talk about it every day. They've never experienced none of the shit that she got on MSNBC and spoke about. And what's sad and what's crazy, it'd be the rich Black folks that tell all of us how fucked up it is here. It's the craziest thing in the world. It's the craziest thing in the world. I don't really see working class people lined up talking about how bad it is. I only see the rich pumping it in your head. Working class people, we too busy getting the grind on. We too busy doing what we do. Now, don't be too busy to listen to them. See what I'm saying? You keep listening to them and you buying into what they talking about. And people are giving them a platform, giving them a large platform, giving them a lot. They give them a lot. They get paid a lot to do what they do. And then they also turn around and tell you, we got to tax the rich. We got to tax those billionaires. Well, from an economic point of view, let me explain something to my family, my friends and my family on here. Some of you not. I know you're not. You're just here to find out something and then you moving on. But for my friends and family, let me just say this truth right here. Y'all better stop giving them billionaires such a hard time, because those are the ones that employ us all. And sometimes in business, we have this thing called incentive. Now, if you're of value to a company, they may incentivize you. If you're of value to a city, then they may incentivize you to be there. In other words, Procter & Gamble gets a lot of incentives to be in Cincinnati, to stay in Cincinnati. Kroger gets a lot of incentive to stay. You know why they're incentivized? Because they employ people, and that's a tax base. There's nothing worse than a city that doesn't have employees or doesn't have corporate. Look, bro, there's what, 3,000 cities in this country? How many of the 3,000 cities can you name? And the only reason why you can name is probably because you have a base there, like you came from there or your grandmother from there or something like that. Most cities that you can name off the top of your head like that have something that's seriously relative to this whole country, whether it's an NFL team or a big corporation there. And every one of them that you can think of that fast is being incentivized by the city that they're in. And that's why you know that city. Have you ever been to ghost town? You ever been to a city or a town that just doesn't have anything? It's just sitting dormant. It has no tax base. It has a city council of one person, the mayor. The mayor is the sheriff, the gas station owner. The mayor is the hotel front door person. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You ever been in a city? I lived in Oklahoma and I've seen some very small cities. They call them towns, where the city council is 2 or 3 people. You know what I mean? The tax base is $19,000 a year. I'm like, what? You ever seen nothing like that? I have. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you better stop all that tax the rich and the billionaires. See, this is what they do because they know that you're not rich. They know you're not a billionaire. And if you were, you wouldn't like what they're saying either because you would be an asset to wherever you are. There's a reason why they have tax incentives. There's a reason. Would you say tax the rich if your company stood the chance of leaving where you work? When they say tax the rich and they start taxing all the corporations in your city, what if they start saying tax Kroger, tax P&G? Do you know how many jobs would be lost if P&G decided to leave the city of Cincinnati? How many jobs would be lost if headquarters of Kroger left the city of Cincinnati? They don't explain that side of the coin. They only tell you the side of the coin of, well, they're only being taxed 3%, 4% on their corporate dollar. That, and you're being taxed, blah, blah, blah. You know how they say things like, now, I don't want to jump the gun. I want to jump the gun. It's the same people. I shouldn't say this. I really shouldn't say this, but I am. Same people that tell y'all that we need to be taxed more for Cincinnati public schools. Oh, I got to do it. Same folks that are sitting there. Let me just say this because I don't want to make it personal. I don't want to make it an attack. Let me just say this. I would respect it if they wasn't. In corporate, they call it top heavy. There's some corporate people here. There's, some people that understand that language. I'm not a corporate dude, but I understand the language of corporate. I speak the language, okay? They're top heavy. I've always had a problem, just like you would have a problem if you seen Procter & Gamble was top heavy and then they were cutting lower end jobs so those top heavy people could keep their salaries, right? Correct me when I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. You would have a problem with Procter & Gamble or Kroger if they were top heavy in salary, but yet they were cutting their work staff by 4%, 5%. So when you got people working for Cincinnati Public Schools and they're a failing organization. I'm sorry, I hate to say it like that. I don't think Shonda Murphy is a failure. I'm saying that the school system in general is a failing system because, number one, it's almost like having workers that have not been trained to do the proper job in a company. More likely that company will fail. CPS is only able to use what's given to them, meaning the children. I don't want to make this sound insensitive, but if you have parents that are not preparing their children to enter kindergarten, enter the first grade, third grade, if you have parents that are not disciplined into the discipline and involved in their kids' work and study habits, then you are giving the Cincinnati Public School, this is going to sound bad. You're giving them a bad product. You're not giving them someone that's prepared and ready to go and ready to learn. Some of these kids are not eating. They're not dressing appropriately, meaning that their clothes are not clean. They don't have the proper dress attire. There's a lot of things that they're missing to be prepared to be in school in a learning environment. And you're asking Cincinnati Public School to teach those kids. These kids, do you see the truancy level at Cincinnati Public School? Do you see what it is? And do you know we're like 70, I think black kids 72% of the school, of the district. And you're talking about the truancy, you're talking about the unpreparedness of being in classrooms, you're talking about leaving school, going back home, not being in good study environments. I remember when Joe Biden was talking about we're going to give kids at school free internet. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a great thing. That's the type of stuff I like to hear. But if you don't have anybody at home, that's incentive that's making these kids work and put the discipline around. All they're gonna use the free internet for is to get online and play PS5 games. Or the dude that's sitting on the couch eating the cereal, he gonna use the Wi-Fi for playing PlayStation or whatever. All I can tell you is this, man. You can't give any industry bad staff, bad people. And I don't mean I'm being bad as an individual. I'm talking about unprepared. You can't give them, you can't give any system unprepared people and think that they're going to win. So I don't put it all on CPS. I don't put it all on Cincinnati Public Schools. I don't put it all on them because it's hard to teach a kid that don't even come to school. I really wanted to talk about this Ricky Smiley thing a little bit more, but I'm gonna leave it alone because y'all know how it is. When you start telling the truth or you start telling people about themselves or whatever, it get drug out there like I'm hating on my own people or whatever. But no, Ricky Smiley said something the other day on I got the video. I was gonna play it, but I really don't feel like it because I'll go in on him. But he put a video out there talking about 13,500 black women have been missing just in this year or something like that. He ain't put no context to it or nothing. What Alethea Williams said Ricky Smiley told the truth. Okay, yeah, but how many white women missing? How many Latino people are missing? Put it in proper context. Some of these 13,500, they're not dead. Some of them run away. That include anybody 18 years or older is considered in this. So you got runaways, you got people that have called in missing. Go check LA and go look at the Strip and see all them sisters out there walking that path out there, walking that track. Get some IDs off of them and see where they are. Don't act like we got 13,005 black women out here hung in trees and shit like that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. You got some dysfunctional families. You got women that have been raped and all this shit inside their own family. And they're running from that. So don't make it sound like, and then he tried to put it on the administration. He tried, well, it's 13,500 people. Women that's missing. No context to it at all. Not 13,500 that's been missing and has been claimed to be dead. Let me ask y'all. Oh, let me go to the phone lines and I'm gonna play a video. I want to know something about child support too. Let me go to the phone lines real fast. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm calling out of College Hill today. College Hill. Yes.
CK, what's good with you, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, the first freaking word I heard when you picked up the phone. Incentivize. Incentives. There you go with your genius shit. Now, look, Friday, they gave us incentives in the meeting, right? When you go to work, we get a meeting. These fools say we offering $200 for anybody that want to work this weekend or stay over the night. Mr. Wyatt, you know, I interrupted immediately. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I said, you sign me up now. I don't have to think about this. I interrupted the manager. Now, you know I'm a gentleman. I'm respectful. But at this point, I took over. All eyes on me. You hear me? Sign me up now. Because $200 to stay over for 4 hours? Listen, I don't have a choice, sir. You hear me?
I hear you.
4 hours for 200? Listen, I'm a slave to Benjamin. It offended the young people. But I don't give a damn. If you're telling me all I got to do is stay over and do my job for 4 more hours for $200 more, yes, I have no choice. I don't make bad decisions. Now everybody turn on me, Mr. White. This is the world we're living in. Oh, well, you don't get the money right now. You don't have to wait 2 weeks to get on. I don't give a damn. That's what work it is. Then they said you're gonna get taxed on it, Wyatt. I couldn't wait to call your program and give you this information.
Mm-hmm.
They said that you get taxed on the 200 and you ain't getting. The one sister told me, now I stay if it was giving it to me right now in my hand. This is what I was doing. The rhetoric. They attacked me. The slave comment insulted young black people in the room. But I wasn't lying. I stood on that shit. I'm a slave to Benjamin. If you talking about 200, I would have did it for 100. Wyatt, I'm not lying. So you talking about 2 of them Benjamins, blue faces? And I don't care if it's getting taxed. I don't care if I gotta wait until another check to get it. What do that mean? What do that have to do with the price of milk? Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, let me. So you got $200 to work 4 hours.
This is what they saying. They saying, listen, in the meeting, we haven't sent. They said the same word you use, and that's why I called you. Like, damn. But you just said when I called. But okay, they said if we're offering incentive bonus, if anybody want to stay, and they said before that 8 people called off. This was Friday. 8 people called off. I don't understand calling off shit neither. I'm not a call offer. So they said that, and then they came with that, and I interrupted them. And I'm really not an interrupter, but I was so excited about the offer, I jumped on it. I'm like, this is not a negotiation. Sign me up now. I want to be the first guy.
Okay, let me ask you something, CK. Just for all us to have a better understanding. Is this overtime pay?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Then
no. This is on top of the overtime pay, sir. You already getting the overtime pay for the 4 hours. But they said we offering bonuses if you decide to stay of $200. They usually offer you 100 and I bite. Well, but usually I won't bite as quick. I'll just wait until it's time for me to get off and be like, yeah, I'll stay for 4 hours and get that 100. But this time they said 200. So now I didn't even wait to think about it. I'm like, nah, before y'all change your mind. That's really how I was coming at them.
Okay. Well, let me just say something to you, man, that I might be able to help with because I learned this. I've just kind of got into this space myself because of the overtime thing that's going on, plus bonuses and incentives and things of that nature that we were talking about earlier. There's a difference between overtime pay and bonuses. Okay. Bonuses can be taxed right now. Overtime is not taxed up to like $25,000. So if you got,
we're not getting taxed for overtime here in Ohio, Mr. Wyatt.
Well, federally, you're not. I mean, in overtime, you know what I mean?
Okay, I didn't know that. That's educational. You see what I'm saying? I didn't even know that shit. I'm 50.
Well, but now
I'm 50.
Yeah, but we're talking about now. That's new though. That's new. But what we're talking about here is your $200 that you worked for 4 hours. And they call it a bonus. Bonuses are taxed. They're taxed.
That's what they're telling me. So but what do I care? I don't care about it being taxed. Give it to me.
Okay.
And why would I care? I get taxed anyway when I go to work.
No, I'm not suggesting, one way or the other that you should care. I'm saying I was just a little confused because you said that they had you stay to work and it was 4 hours and it was $200. But I didn't know if you were getting overtime or if this was considered to be a bonus. You see what I'm saying?
See, you get the regular. Okay, if you just stay, right, you're going to get the overtime, right? But if they offering the bonus, so you get the overtime plus the bonus. See what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I ain't talking about that, bro. I was just trying to get an idea if it was considered to be bonus or if it was overtime. That was it. I just wanted to know one way or the other, because they were making fun of you because it was going to get taxed. That's the way I heard it come out of your mouth. Basically, you were like they was trying to they were trying to dish you or tell you not to take it, not to go because it's going to get taxed and all that. You know what I'm saying? So look, bro, I've never let anybody influence me to the point where how I go get my money. They concerned about how I'm gonna get it, like whether it's gonna be taxed, non-taxed, or I used to try to tell people in my circles when I was when I worked, I used to tell people, the way we used to get paid. All right, I was in finance. I was in the finance department, and I used to tell people all the time, like I would say, I'm gonna go with one of my checks being tax exempt. I would go
Ooh.
at least two checks out of a quarter at being tax exempt, and it would offset. Like, do I want my tax money at the end of the year, or do I want to have to owe money or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So I would try to level it out, and that little extra money that I would get on my check from being tax exempt, that went a long way because I needed it at that time. See, I was
Yes.
putting some things to work. I was making some moves and doing some things, and I really needed that money. And so I would go tax exempt. By the end of the year, when tax season came, the money that I was using that was being tax exempt, that money, I'd use that money to invest to make more money. So it wasn't a big deal that I may have owed that money. So if they didn't take the $400 out of my check for taxes, that was cool, because by the end of the year, I used that 400 to make well more than 400. So if I owe 400, that's fine. But I was able to, no bank was ever going to give me that money. See what I'm saying? I was never going to get that kind of interest rate on the money. So if I took 400 and made 12 and do 3 times, 4 times the money, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
3 times
and
the
see,
money.
I'm trying to get the moral to the story to the public, Wyatt. You have to understand, we are not financially in this position to turn down bonus for $200.
I would never.
There's nothing to do, because you have to understand, boring is good. This is the PNC slogan, sir. If you walk in the PNC Bank, it says boring is good. That is a phenomenal slogan, and it is true. When you're bored, you're safe. Excitement is trauma.
Well, not necessarily.
You sit back and let your money count, and when you just sitting back, sleep, boring.
Well, I
That's
don't
how
know
you
if I
do it.
agree. I don't know if I agree with that totally. I don't think that everybody's exciting day is trouble. I think it all depends on the circles and the things that you consider to be exciting. Like
Mhm.
if you're into sports, you may have an exciting day, um, because you may, I don't know, you could be a coach, or you could be having, some mix up at practice. If you're a sports guy,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? And it
Let me
might,
clarify. When I say exciting, I was exciting getting a bonus for just working 4 more hours for $200. That's the excitement. That is financial alleviation. You see what I'm saying? We all need this paper. Benjamins are friends to us. You do understand, right?
I do. I mean, as long as you
You
utilize
do.
them
Your
right.
bank account appreciate every $100 it accumulates.
Okay. All right. I hear
You
you.
agree?
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really understand that language. I heard
I'm
heard what you
saying, do
said,
your
but
number. Okay, as a financial guy, you're a legal guy, but the number factor. While you're out here doing your thing, right? Do your numbers always think about? Do you always think about your money in your head? Because I'm
no.
one of them guys that's always calculating. Okay, I got this much right here. I got okay, whoa. Like, is you
No.
thinking like that,
No.
or is you ain't thinking about your money?
I don't think like that now, but I'm not going to sit here and deny that I have not. That used to be part of my life. I have way too much to think about now than to be thinking about the money. If I'm focused on the money, everything else will go wrong. You feel
I
me?
got you.
That's just
That's
because.
real. That's morals. That's morals and ethics.
Well,
Real
you
talk.
get to a point, to be honest with you, that you pay somebody to take care of the money, so it won't get messed up.
Somebody you could trust, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I don't trust anybody, so I have lawyers watch. Yeah, you got to get lawyers watching lawyers, so you won't go broke.
Who do I trust? Me. That's who.
Me,
That's
who. All
like
right,
you
CK,
said.
I
Don't
gotta
trust
move on,
nobody.
bro. What
That
else
is
you
a
got?
great. And I think you have to spread that message. Never trust anyone, because the person you trust is the person that will slit your throat. You must understand that. Never let your guard down. Stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. You know what I mean? This is why we getting all this knowledge. I didn't know about this tax exempt thing, but you telling me it's new. Now I'm educated. You see what I'm saying? Now I can go in the world, be
Well,
safe.
be careful.
You know what I mean?
Be careful. You have to map that out right. When I say take one of your checks and make it tax exempt, just best believe you better have something lined up for that tax exempt money. They can't stop you in HR or your company. If you say, hey, I need my check this week to be tax exempt, that's your choice. Now they can maybe say, nah, we don't do all that. We ain't gonna do that. And that's their choice. But they can't stop you from getting your tax exempt. They can stop you only because they say, hey, we don't do that. You see what I'm saying? But
see, that's what
it's not against the law.
Like you're doing, sir.
It's not against the law.
Keep this up, man. Come on now. That's how you
all I'm
do
saying,
it.
it's not against the law not to get a paycheck with tax exempt. It's not against the law. You can do it. But you just have to be
So
careful.
I just want to. I'm about to head on and get that paper now, but with this knowledge that I'm getting and to be sharing with the world, just understand the incentives and the bonuses is what we work for. We're out here in the work. Remember when we filled out the application? Don't forget the hunger you had for the job when you filled out the application, Wyatt. So when you get your opportunity in that door, your foot in the door, you take advantage. You do all the overtime you could do. You hear me? You show them people that you are like a Terminator at the workplace. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's here every day and on his off days because he's a black man in America. He has to show that he is elevated above everybody. I'm better than my own people. You see what I'm saying? I don't look at my people like my equal. No, I'm elevated a bit above them because I got love for them. They got hate for me. So I look down at everybody. The white people racist. So when I'm at work, I work at heaven. So overtime is welcomed. Working in heaven is like, overtime is welcome. So I don't mind overtime. I don't mind overtime. When you work where you comfortable, sir, and it makes you feel good and people respect you, sir, that's what we do it for. And then they talking about $200. Big Benjamin always been my friend. And I'm a Bengals fan. And I always was a fan of Benjamin Roethlisberger. But it don't matter. It's love to the family. You hear me, sir? Pray to the family. Thank you for talking to me. And I think we elevated the world with this conversation.
You sure
Financial, what you say? Incentives.
Yeah. Go ahead, CK, with your bad ass, bro.
Yeah, you the G. You the one got the suit.
Right,
so I'm gonna make it to them suits one day. But when you want to do the tie thing, like I said, let's do it next week.
Well, the fall line comes out in September, so let's just wait so I can get you something fresh and new. All right, so you'll be ready for the world.
All right, good. Hey, you a real one because you ain't even ask for no. I'll just give you a deposit, but you don't ask one. But I respect your ethics because you ain't. I told you, it's a lot of cooks out here. They out here trying to get your money and rob you. You ain't one of them. You one of them. They're trying to elevate. Like, look, you can get to this Miami, Chicago level, whatever. Man, respect, man. I'll holler at you, brother.
All right, bro. All right, thanks for engaging with us today, CK. Appreciate your call, man. All right, I'm gonna move on. I can't piggyback off of that. The one thing that I said that we were talking about is, if I can say this out loud again, be careful. You can go to the HR or your payroll company or whatever, or whoever handles that stuff. You can get hold on one second. Let me move that off. Let me move that off out of there. You can go and get a tax exempt paycheck. Okay, it's not against the law, but you surely better know what you're doing. You better know how to balance it so you won't get put in a trick bag at the end of the year owing a bunch of taxes. And if you do turn around and owe the taxes that you didn't pay, you can always I hope you're using the money that you got from the tax exemption to I hope you invested it. And I don't mean in stocks and bonds. That's not how you do it. You don't take that money and go put it in something there you're going to pay penalties for taking it out when it's time to pay the debt. There's other things that you can do. Cash businesses are the best businesses in the world because you can manipulate, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So that all being said, man, I have a quick question. I missed a couple calls. Feel free to call back in. Um, I have a quick question because I have this video. I seen this video and I saved it and I wanted to share it with the Wyatt Live crowd. I don't know if this is cap or if this is real. You know what I'm saying? But I believe it could be real because it happened to me in my life when I was an older guy. Okay. My my biological father ended up owing. He never owed child support to my mother, okay, because my mother never really took him to child support court. But in order to be on the system, and I know that Sabrina Calloway probably knows this a little bit more than anybody that watches this show, to be on the system, to receive food stamps or housing, public housing, and all that, you know, they sometimes look at the fact that you don't have someone in the house, being a man in the house or father's not there, and they want to make sure that, especially on the food stamp end, they want to know who the father is. So whoever name is on the birth certificate and blah blah blah. I don't know all of the logistics of it, how it works. But I don't remember. I probably was, ooh, close to 30. I was 30 years old when I seen my father one time, and he asked me something about what your mama doing. And I said, "You don't never ask me." Yeah, you ain't never asked me about my mother. And he was like, I said, "Well, why? What's going on?" He said, "Well, she's taking me to court." I said, "Nah, not my mother. My mother don't even talk about you, bro. My mother never brought you up in life. Like, she would always like let me ask questions. If I don't bring your name up, if I don't bring you up, you don't come up. Like, she has no reason to even bring you up in my life. I never asked where you were when I was playing games, baseball, football, whatever. So I need to know, you know, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?" He said, "Your mother is taking me to court, and that is I said, "You sure?" He said, "Yeah, we got a subpoena, and there was something, a deduction out of their tax return." He got a tax return and it had XYZ amount of money. I'll be honest, I know how much it is, but I care not to tell everybody today. They had a garnishment out of his tax return, him and his woman. They had a garnishment for XYZ amount of money. And what was sad about that is the woman that he was with, that was his wife. And what was sad about that is this woman is with a man who never took care of his child or children, because it was more than just me. And here she is being punished for the choice of man that she has. And that she worked for the hospital. So she had a really solid job. And when they filed taxes, it was majority of her money that was involved in here, right? And what was sad about that is people that are working class people who look for those tax returns to come around, we can always use that 1,000 or 2,000 or 1,500 to help around the house or buy little things, a refrigerator, a stove, anything to work around the house. So I understand waiting for that tax money. Well, this particular year, I think I was about 30 years old, if that. He says, "Your mama taking me to court." I said, "I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing." He was like, "She taking me to court for child support. This is some bullshit. You're grown." Now I'm triggered when he said that shit because I'm on my mother's side because my mother always been on my side. And I'm looking at the situation like, so you think that my mother taking you to child support court, and you think that you shouldn't have to pay any child support because I'm grown as hell now. You think she just now taking you to child support court. That's what you think. You think that she's just now taking you to child support. Come to find out, my mother and I was on the system for a while, right? And what happens is they ask you to list the father on the paperwork. Who's the father of the child? And she put his name down. And she's never asked for child support. Let me tell y'all something. My father had a $25 a month child support order from the state, because my mother was getting, she never went down there. They automatically put him on, child support payments because she was receiving housing or, food stamps or something of that nature. So they used his name and start putting him on a $25 a month child support. $25 a month. And you didn't even do that. I mean, that's once again, here we are when we start talking about them courts and this and that is bad for the brothers and shit like that. And I say to myself, I don't know any man that I can respect that won't pay $25 a month. A month? Bruh. So he's now turning around upset and mad because it's the court system who's going after, I'm sorry, it's the child support system that's going after him because the state wants to be reimbursed. It wasn't even a whole lot of money. It was like $3,200. I'll let it out the bag. Who do you know owes back child support for a 30-year-old and it's only $3,200? And it was a baby. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's not been in my life since I was a baby. So he was ordered to pay for a small period of time because it was only $3,200 in back child support, or what you owe the system because of what they paid into me living and my mother living, or, me living, basically. I don't understand it. Like, how do you turn around and say, I don't owe no child support because you're grown? Do dudes think that way? Do we really think like that? Let me show you this little video clip right here. The only reason why I'm showing you this is because it made me think about it. It made me think about my own situation, okay, with my father. It just made me think about what he said to me when my mother, when the court system came after him for his back child support. Listen to what this guy says right here. This guy right here is $20,000 behind on his child support. And watch his reaction. Check it out.
Have some papers for you? Absolutely. You're a year behind on paying child support.
What?
And I came here to serve you these papers.
Child support?
Yes. The mother of your child is taking you to court.
My son damn near grown.
No.
Terry.
You are a year behind.
He grown though. How the hell you gonna
You're
give me child support?
behind on child support.
He grown.
Is this your girlfriend?
Can you get them to drop the child support?
Is this your
He
girlfriend?
grown though. How the hell you gonna put him on child support?
Because
he grown
he
now.
owes
Can you
child
tell him to
support.
drop? Can you tell him to drop
He
it?
owes child support.
Terry, can you tell him to drop it?
He's a year behind on
Can you
child
tell him to drop
support.
it?
This is my assistant. Don't worry about that.
That's my son. He grown though. How the hell you gonna put me on child support? He grown.
You are a year behind on child support.
How about I
don't make the rules, sir. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules.
He's grown though. How the hell you gonna put me on child support?
I don't make the rules. I have served those papers, and you owe $20,000 in child support.
That's crazy.
Please tell me this is cap. Like, tell me this isn't true. Because I actually experienced the same type of thing. It was nowhere near $20,000. But my father couldn't believe that he owed some money in child support when he never paid child support. I mean, he never paid child support. You think that it go away because a kid now turns into a man or turns into an adult. That's a person that doesn't have good intentions in the first place. How could you don't even love a child? Let me tell you what I would have done. And this is playing Monday morning quarterback or whatever. Let me just say this to you guys. For all the guys that want to blame the woman for not you being in the kid's life and all that old shit, there's nothing stopping you from going to the bank, opening up an account in your name and making your son or your daughter the beneficiary and putting $25 a week into an account. There's nothing stopping you from putting that $25 a month into an account. There's nothing stopping you from putting $100 a month in an account. So one day that child you haven't been part of their life or anything, you can turn around and say, you know what? I hadn't really been anything in your life. I apologize for that. But let me at least do this for you. 18 years of you living and I haven't been part of your life, but I've at least have this for you. It has nothing to do with the money. It's now maybe this kid who's now 19 or 20 years old, fresh out of high school, could maybe possibly have some money to start something, start school, start whatever they want to do. I mean, I just don't understand how a person can have a child with a woman, have a child with a man, or whatever, and you have absolutely nothing to do with that child. You don't think about that child? You don't think about your child every day? What kind of human being has a child with a woman and not think about that? I can't think of a day that I haven't thought about my children. I just, every day I think about my children because they've been in my life, but I don't understand how you can have a baby with someone and do absolutely nothing for them. I don't give a shit who the woman is. I don't care who the woman is. I don't care if she then went from the 130 pounds, 115-pound girl that you met, and she 280 now. That's just irrelevant. It has nothing to do with the child. Maybe a little bigger than 280. I'm just saying. It just doesn't, I can't relate to that. And I don't care how many of y'all come in here talking about child support court and family court and all that old shit. Family court ain't never told you couldn't do something for your child. They might tell you can't see them at a certain time or day or something like that. But they've never told any man that they can't go set up some type of, account for their child. They'll never tell you that you can't put a child on your life insurance. Never. Fame says we need daddy side of the story. Oh, on my side? Okay. Let's say everybody in my family, from my grandmother to my mother to my aunts and uncles, hated my father. I'm going to play your game. They hated his ass. That has nothing to do with what his obligations are to me and what what he would be doing for me. Listen, I feel obligated to do things for my children, so I set up accounts for them. I don't care what me and the mother go through. The mother don't have nothing to do with my relationship with the child, as far as even away from the child. She can't stop me from doing what I want to do for the kid. Nothing. I tell you what, Fame said, I want to hear from him while he's still alive. I tell you what, I wonder if his story is going to match the 4 other sons and daughters that he has my age. You know what I'm saying? Are he just chose all bad women? All these women just do the same shit. He didn't have 4 or 5 kids with 4 or 5 different women, and it's the women's fault. So he gonna have to, do we have 4 or 5 different stories that'll work for you, or with the one story work for all of them? Let me go to the phone lines real fast, if you guys don't mind. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with? Hello, caller. You there? Hold on. Caller, you there? All right, I'm gonna have to move on because there was 3 or 4 people calling. Feel free to give us a call or call back, caller, if you can. I didn't hear anything. I think I had you on hold and you may have something to do. Okay, they're calling back. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Wyatt.
Hey, can you hear me, sis? Uh-oh, it went back out. Ooh,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, we got a bad connection. Can you hear me?
I'm probably in a bad area.
Yeah. You want to call back?
Yeah,
You want to try back?
I could call back, and I lost my voice too, so you probably really can't hear me.
All right, just try back.
Okay, I'll call back.
All right. Talk to you in a minute. Let me go to the next caller. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Fame Rothstein, the deluxe edition.
Okay. What's going on, Fame Rothstein, the deluxe edition? How you doing today?
There you go. You just won't put addition on it. You make
I
it very
did.
moist when you just say the deluxe.
I
But
said
anyway.
edition. I said deluxe edition today. I said, how you doing?
I didn't hear
See,
you. I'm sorry.
there you go,
I'm
wanting
on
to hear
Coleraine
some
Avenue.
shit.
You know, I kind
No.
of a pocket.
Okay.
No, it is. No, Coran Avenue is like, yeah, it's kind of a pocket. Like it gets spotty till you get in certain areas.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd be interested in hearing Homeboy's side of the story. What's his name?
Homeboy? You talking about who is
Yeah,
it?
your dad.
Yeah, let's just say my dad.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I mean, you disrespect him. I figured, But anyway, what's his name? I'll go find him.
My biological father.
Yes.
Yeah, that's his name.
What? Randy Sr.?
No, his name is my biological father.
Oh, damn! You don't even want to.
No, because I don't think it's cool because people know him on here, Fame. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, we can talk off the thing.
Yeah, no.
I want to get his side of the story. I want to bring y'all together in harmony.
Bruh,
you don't want to meet with the other podcasters. Well, then meet your damn dad.
That's funny. The thing is, bro, is I really never really had any animosity towards him. I forced myself on him. I used to always find him. He never found me. I'd rather not talk about it, but you obviously haven't been through.
You brought it up, but I just wanted to.
No, but you obviously haven't been through the type of action, the type of stuff that a lot of us who didn't have a father, but he ripped and ran and had a bunch of other kids and had other women. You didn't go through that, so you don't understand what that feeling's like.
No, mine died at 6 when I was 6.
Yeah, so it's funny how you got these things. You think you have the answer on this situation, Fame, and you really don't. There's nothing. Listen,
I do.
Here go the thing, though, bro. My story is very common. Okay, a lot of my little buddies that I grew up with, we all watched our fathers shoot pool down on Lynn Street and running, ripping around and have other kids and have kids our age. We had kids our age, bro. We didn't even know was our brothers and our sisters.
Understood.
You didn't live like that?
No, I'm his only child.
Okay, that's what you know of, right? That's the only thing you know, right?
I'm his only child. Yes.
No, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I mean, that's what you know. That's how you know life is to have a father that you're the only child of his, right? That's what you know. So you don't know how it feels to have a father and you have all these other kids out here that's your brothers and your sisters, and he ain't really took the time to, y'all don't even know each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, it's just it's not good, bro. Like, it's a bad thing that happens in the community. It's horrible. And a lot of people know the feeling. None of my buddies that I grew up with had fathers in the house when we was living in law homes. But we knew who our fathers were, and we knew who our brothers, some of our stepbrothers and our stepsisters were. Some of us, we knew some of them, but bro, that's a horrible feeling, man. And I don't think people know how that shit feel.
No, I get you. I understand. And while you think I'm being facetious, I'm really not. We've talked about that for a couple of years. Like I'd be willing to, talk with your pops, because I can hear you long, I can hear the pain of you longing for him. And now to the point where you just like, fuck it. Like, I don't, dude didn't want it back then. I don't want it now. The hell with him.
I don't know if it's the pain for me, more so for the pain that I know others are feeling. Okay. And
it's in every take you have.
No, about this. Yeah,
no, every take you've got that involves men and women, that not being close to your dad, it just oozes out of you.
Yeah.
You know how I tell you you don't have any humanity, you lack humanity? That's because you didn't grow up with your dad. He, in your eyes, he was like, F all that. And so that's why you like F all that to some of these people.
What?
It's fluid, bro. It's fluid. Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a clinician, but I can just see it. It's pretty fluid.
So is that the reason why I tend to focus on mother and father in the home? And I know that it takes a father to really raise a boy. You think that's why I go there all the time? Or do you think that there's like when I say you lack humanity, like we're talking about 18-year-old Nolan Wells or the hobo on the train in New York, you're kind of like ambivalent about these killings, and I'm like, damn, do you lack humanity because your dad seemed to have lacked humanity in your eyes because he left you and your mom stinking and didn't do anything for you. Let me say this to you. I kind of understand what you're saying, but I'm smart enough to understand that that's wrong. What you're saying, I could say it's easy. Those same things that you spoke on, I could say that you're a gullible man. I could say that you tend to take on these matters and not have enough proof to have the point of view that you have. I could say that you're a gullible individual because you believe propaganda and then you make points off of propaganda. I could say that's just being flat out gullible, but I don't say that because
I wouldn't take any, I wouldn't take that no kind of way. Just be like, okay, that's how you feel. Whether he's right or wrong, I'm gonna talk my grease.
and that's why I do the same thing on my end, because I'm sure what I say don't really matter to you in that when I tell you that maybe you're being gullible, that don't matter to you. And then when you tell me that I lack humanity, that don't really matter to me because I know who I am and I know that I have a lot of humanity because it's hard to raise a family and lack it. And when I hear people say, or I've never heard anybody say that to me other than you. So it doesn't have any teeth nor power on me at all because you cannot raise a family like I have and lack humanity. It's impossible.
No, I've never once said you were a bad dad or you didn't do what you're not supposed to do. But on certain things that go on outside your household, of course you're gonna be very humane inside your household.
It takes humanity to do that. It takes humanity.
But there's certain things that have happened outside that we've talked about on this show. It's like there's no way a 55-year-old black man just said this in front of a 99% black audience.
You say crazy shit in front of a 99%. You call women fat black women, fat black greasy women.
Were these women 120 or 30 pounds, or were they 280 like you was just talking about?
You have said things on this show that and in the messenger group that's been totally inappropriate about black women. And to be the age that
but
you
I never called nobody a bitch. Like your favorite caller did 7 times. I never called nobody a bitch.
I don't know about all of that type of stuff.
You do know that. They never told you that. But hey, let's move on.
Wait
because you're trying to split hairs.
No, I'm not splitting hairs at all, bro. But I don't see too much difference between calling women bitches and calling some of them derogatory names that you've called them.
No, no. Only thing I did in your group was made points and arguments that most of those people in there aren't wise enough to debate or debunk. So they go to you crying, Wyatt, saying stuff that's really true and I don't know how to handle it.
Well, all I can say to you, brother, like I've always told you, Fame, there's a way to tell the truth. You know, you can insult somebody by telling the truth, or you can have humanity and tell people the truth. You can't be an asshole and tell people the truth and think they're going to respect it.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I was just talking. I'm not caring if you respect it. If you're an adult, you'll respect it. If you're a child, if you're 60 years old and have the mentality of a child, a teenage girl, you're not gonna like what I'm saying.
Well,
that's all. I'm not here for you.
It's still a way.
I know who I resonate with.
Well, there's still a way that you can present your point. And
I disagree. But that's like I said 2 minutes ago. Let's move on.
Okay.
Because just like I told you when 18-year-old Nolan Wells came up dead, I said the one thing we know about Mississippi that's as consistent as the sunrise, black people will come up dead randomly.
Yeah. And let me ask you something.
And that's what happened to this young lady who they had to use a ladder to get her out of the tree. That means if she committed suicide, she had to get a ladder to get up in there.
Okay. All right. Well, once again, we're going to move on to another situation that happened, so we'll forget about the one we wrong about. And that's what happens to people that think like that. They totally forget about the thing that they were wrong about because they bring up something new that they can be right about. And I ain't got time for shit like that, bro. Look, what happened to the little boy that hung himself or that got hung down in Mississippi at the college campus? Y'all don't talk about that shit anymore because it's been proven that he sent messages to his friends or his girlfriend saying, like, I can't take this anymore. I'm going to hang myself. And those messages came up, proved that he had hung himself in Mississippi at the college campus. And y'all don't talk about it anymore, but you had a whole lot to talk about when all this shit was going on about how he got hung. Okay, and what did it? And that was Mississippi. You know how Mississippi. I can tell you this right now, Fame. I bet you more black people kill each other in Mississippi than white people kill black people in Mississippi.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
but,
I know.
No, I don't, because I don't know what you're talking about. Because I don't even know what case you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. You keep saying y'all. You're being awful plural. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Who is y'all?
Come on, bro. You know that story of the college.
I really don't, Wyatt. I'm being dead serious.
When you told
I've never heard of some black guy hanging himself in Mississippi.
That's because
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's because it wasn't presented to you that he hung himself in Mississippi. It was presented to you that white folks hung him down in Mississippi by the college campus.
I don't remember. The only person I remember hearing about a black person being found dead through hanging in Mississippi is the young black woman, 29-year-old young woman whose name I'm not familiar with yet, but I know she's 29 years old. And yeah, so I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
It'll come to you, brother.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
It'll come.
We're talking about these people.
Okay. And that's what happens. We tend to have amnesia when shit is proven wrong. Let me just say this.
It's not amnesia.
Okay, wait a minute.
I have no reason to lie. I've never heard of this story.
Okay, go ahead. Let me just say this to you. I know how you feel because I remember when you said that I had a problem with a black woman being killed, the Uber thing, and I didn't know what you were talking about. And I guess it was the way that it came up and how we had these discussions that it threw me off and I didn't know what we were talking about. And it took me, 2 weeks to try to figure, I know what you're talking about. We're talking about the black lady that took the Uber Eats bag to the house and got shot by the white man. And that was because his grandson or granddaughter was being kidnapped. And he thought that she was part of the kidnapping because he was getting these ransom calls. So I remember that case now, but you remember how long it took me to remember what you were talking about? And it was and I didn't know what you were talking about because of how you came at me with it. It was like you was being real aggressive with me and trying to present that.
It really chapped my ass that you were upset that you were okay with this black woman being randomly killed by this white man just because he's scared. That's twice now. You said it's okay to kill people when you're uncomfortable.
That's crazy. All I'm saying to you is I didn't have any context of the story. I didn't know what went on. And just like Breonna Taylor, I'm not just going to say because somebody got killed randomly or I don't understand what happened or I don't have any proof or I don't have anything other than the story that's been put in the air, not by anybody that's officially doing an investigation, but by the internet. You think I'm going to judge something based on internet opinion? Nah, I don't do that, bro. I don't waste my time on shit like that. I really don't. I got other things to think about and other things to do. When you bring me some significant evidence and something to the nature, you get my opinion. You might get my probability. I might tell you what I think happened, or this is a possibility that happened. Just like the Nolan Wells thing. I think that y'all wanted to put it on the kids that was on the boat before even hearing any stories about where he may have traveled or who else he might have been around. wait a minute, hold on. I never said somebody didn't kill him. I said, damn, now I'm trying to make it about this and make it about that. That may not be the case because I've been in that situation before where I went to the party with somebody and I ended up leaving with some other people that I didn't really know that well and anything could have happened to me. You know what I'm saying?
Regarding 18-year-old Nolan Wells, we do that instantly because why? Because all his alleged friends scrubbed their social medias and hired lawyers.
Well, that's what immediately. That's what somebody told
me. To me, that's a harbinger.
But no, that's what somebody
told you. I don't need a lawyer if I didn't kill my friend.
That's not
There's nothing else to discuss there.
That's not necessarily true. You don't know why.
I don't need a lawyer if I didn't kill my friend.
That's not necessarily true, bro.
I don't need a lawyer because I did nothing.
Okay, let me tell you
what are you talking about?
Because what you may need a lawyer for is to protect your name, image, and likeness. Okay.
Oh my God! See, again, you lack humanity.
Okay.
My friend is dead in the damn river, in the Gulf, wherever that body of water is called. That was my friend. I've made it a point that he's my friend, my brother, my brethren. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So
they did nothing to him. I don't need a lawyer, Mom.
Well, let me tell you why you need a lawyer. Because if you have people,
you lack. Go ahead.
You finished, man?
Yeah, I am.
You can actually learn something if you listen. I promise you. You're a smart
Well, I
guy.
don't know
but
why
you-
you're getting all huffy with me,
no,
but
no,
go
no. I'm
ahead.
saying you're a smart guy, but you don't really see all perspectives sometimes.
I see all the
no,
perspectives,
you
and the
don't.
only perspective I need
So
to
the
focus on
so wait a
is
minute.
this black
So
boy is dead in Mississippi under mysterious
so
circumstances
now let me ask you
that
something,
his
Fame.
friends got lawyers for.
Let me ask you something. Do you know what type of lawyer he picked up? Did they pick up a defense attorney, or did they?
He picked up somebody. You know, it wasn't a defense attorney. He picked up somebody with a law license. You can do whatever discipline you want as long as you have the legal law license to do it.
Yeah, but I
You
would
don't
think,
have to.
but I
you
would
know,
think that you would want to deal with someone that specializes in something that you don't just pick up any law license. That's not what you do. When you have people in your family that's a magistrate, damn near a judge, they have a strategy. Number one, let me just say something to you. I would have definitely, if my daughter went on a trip like this and one of the friends got killed or whatever, I'm lawyering up. There's a whole lot of reasons why I lawyer up, because all the information that gets out there, all the people on platforms that accuse my daughter or said my daughter has something to do with something, you know what I'm saying? I would have a problem with them if she didn't have something to do with it and she's being harassed. Death threats are coming in. And then if it's platforms, if I hear a television or a podcast or anybody pushing the narrative that my daughter has something to do with it, they will be held accountable for that. So you don't always go get an attorney in a case like this that's protecting you from the crime itself. Sometimes you have to go get an attorney that's a threat to those that might want to say something that's detrimental to your family. I know you never thought of it that way, but that's another way that you go get legal representation, because you want to keep certain things off your family name. You don't want somebody coming out here accusing your daughter of something she didn't do or your son of something he didn't do, and now he can't walk around, he can't do anything, he's now being threatened, he can't get into certain schools, he can't do anything, and he didn't have anything to do with it. You would protect your child just like you want to answer for your child's death.
Hey, he called that lady. He called that boy's mama. Hey, have you heard from Nolan? Then 11 o'clock, she called. Hey, I got his phone though.
Okay, man. You don't know all that. Listen,
Wyatt, these are all
First,
facts. I've
no,
been
it's
following
not.
the case.
These are
All right,
internet
all right,
facts,
listen,
bro.
okay,
These are internet facts, bro.
You remain indignant today. Today was not a pleasure.
I'm not going.
I'm going to hang up and listen to somebody else that you might have a better cordial relationship with. Today you're indignant and don't want to take the L. You know what I'm saying? How good are you at Scrabble? Because you always want to get the damn last word.
That's the go-to. That's the go-to for people that just see things the way they see it. Once the narrative is set and they ready, they put their head down. That's where it's at. And I just don't live like that. I don't live like that. I don't live in internet world of storytelling and all that old shit. Because you hear it on the internet, don't make it a fact. Because you hear certain things coming from certain points of views does not make things a fact. That's just how it goes. Let me go straight to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
It's your favorite caller, Twin, man.
Twin, what's good with you, brother? How you doing today?
Laughing at y'all, too.
That's all good, bro.
I'm blessed, man.
He don't know no better.
I had a long vacation, man. I didn't do too much.
You went on vacation?
Yeah, man. I had my schedule all messed up. I wanted to go to parade in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it's this week and threw me off. Because I got to go back to back. The Bud Billiken Parade. We have it every year back to school.
Yeah. I have never been to
This
that.
Grand Marshal was Lisa Ray, and she was the Grand Marshal.
Lisa Ray. Oh, yeah, from Chi.
Lisa Ray was.
Yeah, Chi. She from Chi, right?
Yeah. So her and Anthony Anderson and Cedric Entertainer, they was all up there. So it was nice though, man. Yeah. I was seeing it on TV and I'm like, man, I thought it was this week, but it was this past weekend. But yeah. But other than that, Wyatt, I was chilling, man. I needed that break though, man. My back was killing me, man. It is, man.
Yeah.
So I really needed that break and gather my thoughts and everything.
What was your vacation time?
For
How much time did you take?
I took a week.
Oh.
I wanted to go 2, but I said, no, I'm a hold because I got like maybe 3 more weeks left, 2 personals
Okay.
before I can. I think they don't roll over anymore. I don't believe under the new contract probably coming up. Well, we still on the old contract, but yeah, but I'll probably take the rest around Christmas. I don't know. But anyway, Wyatt, yeah, on that DL situation.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it wasn't never got out, but he tried to Front Street, put Monique on Front Street and all that. You remember that when they was going back and forth and everything?
I do.
Yeah, that's why. And Monique said, okay. And she put it out there. Tell how your daughter was touched by a family acquaintance. And you ran like a little bee or whatever. And he didn't say nothing. He said, oh, that didn't happen. He was in denial. And come to find out, it was true.
It was.
So he never talked about that, but he'll, try to talk about somebody else, but it was true. That's all right. I remember that story when they was going back and forth. Child support.
Yeah.
I got 6 kids, right? All of them grown except 2.
I thought it was 5, but yeah, okay.
I had
5,
7.
6.
One died.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
My shorty. Okay, I got the 2 little. The 2-year-old and the 13. She about to be 13 on the 21st this month. Then I got my other 4. One in Mississippi, 3 in Chicago.
Okay.
And everything you did. So, as I told you in the past, a couple of years of, that I wasn't always a A1 100 father. I missed birthdays and when I went away for 5 years in a joint and when I was in the streets hustling or something like that, or when I just didn't want to be bothered, sometimes I was playing stepdaddy to somebody else's kid or something like that, besides tending to my own. And when I got to that point and I realized that money ain't nothing, right? Money don't solve nothing. It's just the relationship and the precious time that you spend with them kids. And when you realize that and you just think and meditate like, man, I messed up. I messed up big time. They could have been doing this and doing that. I could have been. So, because my father, I grew up with my dad and my mom. I wasn't no stepdaddy, none of that and everything. So I had it good in growing up, man. I was just hard-headed running the streets as a shorty. I started out young, hustling, taking selling beepers and shit. You remember that, Wyatt? The pages first came out?
Yeah.
That was my first hustle, man. And the second hustle, selling, ice snowballs and going to jewels and helping the old ladies carry their bag. That was my hustle too, man. I loved it because them dollars go a long way, Wyatt. They can't do it now, but yeah, that was the good thing. But child support. I only had 1 case here, Wyatt. All my kids I took care of and all that, but here, Wyatt, you do it out of I had it done. It was done to me out of spite because I didn't want to, be in a relationship and other things trying to be controlled.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me understand. You saying that the lady who had the child with you took you to child support?
My 13-year-old, yeah.
Took you to
why?
Took you to child support out of spite?
Out of spite, man.
So
she did it because I didn't want to be with her, and I'm like, I ain't gotta be, and we was going back and forth and all that. So I never thought it was gonna be done.
Did you fight
I got
for
them
custody?
papers served.
Did you fight for custody for the child or something?
No, I didn't want no. I'm playing daycare fees and I'm back and forth. And she thought, no, you demanded me to give you something. Don't demand me. I'm going to do it. When I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And stuff. Don't keep on demanding me, trying to messing with me like that. And so, and it went, man, this story bigger than this. Why you like, what? Yeah, it's bigger than this. So why? That's the only why I got to hear child supports. They tried to get my other 2 boys, Lil Jane and my other boy, and she's like, I don't know what they talking about and stuff. When I was in the joint, I got served in the joint with them. She said, I ain't going to that stupid stuff. I got the insurance and everything they need. I ain't going to because you had a good job. So yeah, that child support. And why? Let me tell you this, man. Let me tell you this, dog. With my 13-year-old, so I'll pay $100. They don't see nothing but like probably $40 out of it at the most. Yeah. So and then you get mad at me, talking about, I ain't give child support. Do you still work? Go ask Uncle Sam. Don't ask me. I showed you my check stub and how they deducted and everything. Now, who you arguing with? I'm not gonna argue with you. You keep arguing, calling people. Why I gotta laugh for? My stub right there. Go take it up with the government. I ain't got nothing. They probably send it over there to their war. They'll bring it back. So I ain't got nothing to do with this. So, man, I got in the rear and stuff. I think an hours cut and some other stuff happened. And I got in rear for like maybe 2 months. Wyatt called back up and everything. It was almost close to tax season. I'm like, oh, I might as well let them take this out the tax. I was like, nah, I'm just going and pay a little extra, little $200-300, whatever it was. So yeah, Wyatt, that's the only time
you know what always
pay.
puzzles me, bro.
What you say, Wyatt?
Let me just say this. This always puzzles me. It always.
What's wrong, Wyatt? I said something wrong.
No, I don't know if it's wrong. It's just something that always makes me feel a certain way, and that is, guys see child support totally different than it should be seen. Guys act like child support is work. To pay child support like it's an inconvenience and the system on our ass because of this and because of that. And I know that there's a situation or two out there where if you lose your job or you're out of work, that it can be a burden on you because, look, I hurt my leg, I broke my leg, and I can't get back to work for 6 to 8 weeks. I'm sure there's something in place that allows that something to be put on hold so you don't go in rearage. You just have to know how to navigate through them situations. But guys talk about, and I've been hearing shit like this for years, bro. I'm talking about for years. All my little 15 and 16-year-old friends that had kids and start paying child support or was ordered to pay child support at an early age. And then by the time they 25 and 30, they in the rear. And by the time they 40, they almost owe a whole freaking, budget, a government budget. It's just, and all I ever hear are the complaints of rearage and this and this and that. And we never take in consideration how much work it is to raise the child. If all I could do, listen, I don't even know if I can even say this with a straight face, because I don't think that I would even want to do this if it was possible. If all I had to do was give my kids $500 a piece a month and they can raise themselves and I didn't have to go to practices and I didn't have to do anything, buy shoes and nothing, just give them $500 a piece and they go to school, they make proper decisions, they do everything on their own. I don't even think I would trade fatherhood for that, because there's so much more to raising a child than just giving them child support. But every time I hear people talk about child support, mainly men, it's always from a point of view of it's killing you. Like, this is the hard, like it's a job. I just don't understand it. It's like wait a minute, hold on. Let me say this last part. Let me just say this last part, and I promise you can just nail it however you want. While we're sitting back complaining about being this amount of money in child support rearage and what we had to do, the mother is taking care of this child. She's going to the PTO meetings. She's going to the practices. She going to all the things that involve a parent has to go to. She's taking off work to do these things. She's taking the kids shopping with the money that you send. Everything the mother has to do. All we have to do is send the money, and then we fuck that up some kind of way. And now it's a problem that the child support courts and this and that fucking with me. I can't get my license and all that. And it's decades and revolving doors of this shit, bro. People been saying this shit since the 60s. And I don't understand. If I was raised, that's why I feel the way I feel. I tried to tell Fame, people who grew up the way I grew up, the way we grew up in my court, I don't understand. And trust me, there's not too many of us in my court that raised their children like I did and like a couple of my other friends. The majority of my friends did to their kids the same thing that happened to them. I don't understand that shit. I just don't get it. And you can't say that I guess you could say it's a taught behavior, but at the same time, Not all of us learned that way, but we went through that same experience. Like, I just can't see not taking care of my children. I can't see not being in their life. I don't understand how people could walk away so easy. And maybe it wasn't easy for them to walk away, but I don't understand how you can't have an impact on a child's life. That's, to me, I just don't understand it. And the thing is, twin, saying that I was raised that way is not an excuse, because we all were raised that way, but we all didn't come out like that. I'm talking about where we from, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't talking about everybody, because everybody wasn't raised that way. Everybody wasn't raised without a father, or just a mother, or they granny raised them, or they aunt raised them. Everybody wasn't born that way. But the majority of the people that grew up with me downtown, that's how we were raised. And we recycled that same process. We did the same thing that happened to us. But you can't say it's only because of what we know, because some of us was raised that same way and we totally did the opposite.
Yeah.
So it's about choices. It's always about choices.
Yeah, it's always about choices, and how your reflection will be reflection of your siblings, man, or your child, how they go turn out, how they go. All my kids graduated. Thank God for that. And everything, but man,
and who would you have to thank for that?
What you say?
You thanking God, but who else do you have to thank that your kids graduated from school?
To be honest, I have to give the percentage to their mom.
Exactly. So before you say thank God that they all graduated, you should be saying, man, thank goodness for their moms. You know what I'm saying?
That
was what I would think. But see,
thank all my baby mom. I don't have no beef or animosity towards them. Some of them probably don't like me because of the past or whatever. But other than that, I used to, because they used to hold a grudge. Oh, you can't see your son or your daughter. Oh, you ain't nothing. You got all them hoes and all that. And they used to eat me up when I see other kids at the football game or going to little Six Flags or something like that. That used to kill me. Why? And I had to wake up like, man, my dad ain't did me like this. He was a good father to me and everything. And, my brothers, they good fathers and all that. And twin, he's just a knucklehead out there. But I had to realize and come to my feelings and all that and cry it out, ask God to help me. And man, it started getting better and better. And especially now with my little one, the 13-year-old and my little 2-year-old, I try to be close and let me help you on the secret though, man. And this, personal to all the people in the chat. My son right now autistic, man. So I try to be there so heavy, man, and teach him and everything, because I don't want nobody else teaching him and everything. I've been around experience with Down syndrome, other autistic kids, man. So I know the ropes are in and out of it. And I try to teach him what's this and all that. And, he catching along. He catching along. And that's why I try to be strong and stuff, because I don't want to go back Wyatt to, reflect like I wasn't with my other kids strong like that. So, I take day by day and stuff. Each day, man, I cherish it to build up the not leave a bad legacy behind if I pass away. Hey, Daddy taught you this.
Right. Hey,
Daddy ain't did almost, huh? What, Wyatt?
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, Wyatt.
Do you think that it's relevant that the majority of men sitting in the penitentiary were not raised by their fathers? They you know what I mean? Like they were lacking man leadership in their homes. And
yeah.
Do you think that's relevant?
Yeah. Majority of my guys I grew up with either come from the Audi homes, which is, they call 2020 here, and the streets and all that.
Okay. All right.
The streets raised them.
Okay.
There wasn't no daddy at home, and the only thing they know how to get money. The majority of my guys that I grew up with. And there's guys like Wyatt, your age or older, still paying child support like 30, 40 years from back then. They still almost do. I'm like, dang, 30, 80,000 in a real like that and everything. And I feel like this, Wyatt, if you're not in that child's life and you just taking up space as a storage unit and everything, and you ain't really been there for that child and all that, you deserve to go to prison. You out here flexing with these cars and juries and all that different holes. You deserve to go to prison. You ain't never spent. All of a sudden you want, hey, I want to come to this basketball game and all that, and you try to check the stepfather and all that, you can't get mad at him. All of a sudden you want to show up and they got a mindset just like you. You don't know. I don't know you. You ain't my dad. They call other men the other father and stuff. He been raising the shorty since he was 1, 2, or the little girl, something like that. That's how they look at it. But I take and pray, every day that I strive, man, to be a better person that I was 20 years ago. Why? And I think God proved that, man. Really do, man. Because I was wild. I was really wild. If people really know me, I'm like, man, they know. They mom say he wasn't shit.
There's nothing wrong with change, but I think what we do. Here's the thing, man. And I don't mean any disrespect at all. Thank God that you changed, okay? But you changed one time, but you were not there for the change the other 4 or 5 times. So you still behind the 8 ball there. You understand what I'm saying? Because that you know what I mean? That revolving door of behavior is probably going to fall on the other children.
That's true. That's true.
And so we got to just do better in that area. Look, I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember when, I wouldn't say that my friends used to clown me because I got married at 30 years old and they had already had, quite a bit of fun at the age of 30. Right. And, a lot of people probably, a couple of my buddies used to kind of trip out with me when I would be like, yeah, I'm still with such and such. And they'll be like, damn, you still with her? And you know what I'm saying? They would trip out of me but at the same time, when they say, damn, you still with her? They didn't say it in a bad way. They just found it kind of funny because they didn't have 3, 4 kids and they got girlfriends and all this old shit. And to me, I didn't see that as being a flex. I seen it as being that shit gonna catch up with you because I seen what it did to my father, my uncles. I'm talking about my real father, my uncles. I see it as you having fun, but boy, there's a price to pay for all that fun at the end. And it's going to be 55 years old, still paying child support because you was in the rear 30 grand, not to mention that you went off to jail, not to mention you did all these things. And a lot of people, I don't understand how people don't see it when it's right in your face. Like it's like you watch somebody else go through it, but it seems to be Chinese math for you when it's right in your face. And I don't buy we don't hear about it because I hear dudes talking about I can't even go get my L's, man, because the child support. I can't do this. I can't do that. They tripping down. No, ain't nobody. You started this shit. No, child support didn't come knock on your door at 15 years old saying, hey, we recruiting today. Get your ass in here and go have a child. Go have a child, and this is how your life gonna be. You made that decision. You made the decision to have children with a woman. Chances are, and I don't mean any disrespect, okay? I'm just saying, chances are the majority of us have babies with women that we don't love, okay? And it's hard to be there. It's hard to be part of somebody's life, especially through birth, through child care, all that. It's hard to do something it's hard to be that committed when you have no love for it. It's just hard, bro. It's like you can't. I fell out of love with a business that I opened one time, and I let anybody pretty much run it. I lost love for it, and when I lost love for it, it was just a matter of time before it was going to go away. Now that business that I lost love for, twin, was the biggest problem I had in my life financially. It damn near it made me file bankruptcy. See what I'm saying? It made me file bankruptcy because I lost love for that. I went off to do something different. And that what I just left dangling and left by itself and didn't take care of. And, it hurt me in the end because I just let it go. And imagine doing a child or doing people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Wyatt, I'm gonna hurry up and rush out of here in case somebody's about to call. What you think about this crazy, these 2 guys talking about they go declare for the WNBA next year?
Well, number one, I know they're not.
That's all I'm pretty much saying. Then why you talked earlier about the club and the white establishment, right? Just straight white establishment, right?
I didn't say I was talking about all of the
white owners or something.
Well, no, I was talking about all the establishments, all of them in general. Like the ordinance is for everybody in the city of Cincinnati. It's not just one. It's not just supposed to be punishment or a state of order for just one group of people, being black folks. we tend to think that whenever something happens, we tend to want to get offended or think that they're pointing us out or whatever. My thing is this: show me a nightclub or show me a place or a restaurant that's not having any issues with complaints, gunshots, things not going on in their establishment, liquor license investigations, state investigations and all that. Show me a place like that exists, but they're being, none of that stuff is happening in their establishment, but yet they're being targeted.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe that. I just don't believe that businesses are being targeted just because they're a business. I think sometimes you have to contribute to the real problem and to the real issue.
So you think it's since a lot of folks, if you look at it, people look at it, they aiming at the black business, especially downtown, man. Where the clubs
say
at.
That again for me.
You think it's because of their age and stuff? Because Landon don't have that issue.
No, he's not gonna have that issue because he runs a respectable organization. And I'm not saying that nothing dirty goes on, but I don't think he contributes to it. When you have certain people doing certain things, but he has a different culture that comes into his establishment.
Yeah, I think it's probably 40 and up, 35 and up,
whatever
something
it
like
is,
that.
it's not the
But
same
why
crowd.
some of these guys with these new clubs, man, like downtown, they bring their issues to the club. When they beefing outside and they get that phone call, hey, Shorty up here right now, she right there at the bar. Hey, she with dude too. Oh yeah, then here come the whole entourage and all that. Now they about to fight or shoot the club up or something like that. I think it's like more like the age, man. To be honest, and the beefing that's coming inside. Cause when I was in there, man, I always, I bought the bar up and all that. But when I knew other gang was in there and all that, I was like, oh Lord, I fall back. I'm gonna be here a couple of minutes and I'm gone. Cause I knew it was gonna be a shake off, a jump off up in there. So I try to voice things like that. I come and get a drink and party with the ladies, but I try to fit that. I knew what was gonna go down. So for me to do that, I'll just run, man, get up out of there. Cause I already know it's about to be a shootout or we about to fight or something about to go down.
Yeah, well.
So I leave it up to the other guys. Hey, what happened? Hey, man, we to the club. See, yeah, told y'all to come with me. I knew it was gonna go down. So yeah, I don't too much go out though and stuff. If I do, it'd be like grown folks stuff. I ain't got time for that. Hey man, you innocent bystander and all that. I'm gonna close with this, Wyatt, so you can get somebody else on the horn. Hey, that girl, 29 year old in Mississippi, say she was hung. Now it's speculation that her boyfriend, being questioned for her. They said she hung herself, but being questioned and stuff about her hanging and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things, if Fame been watching, white folks don't kill people like that, especially not in Jackson, Mississippi. You got a lot of G's and vice lords and all them gang banging heavy up there, man. So them white folks don't do that up in Jackson, man, like that in Mississippi. I say that because I lived in Jackson and other cities in Mississippi. So I know that the white folks don't be doing that. And this new hanging, so I don't know what it is. Why? I don't know. People probably, like you saying, writing a kite to the family like, I can't take it no more. We don't know. Only thing y'all knowing, they got y'all goofies going off. The white man, why they doing this in Mississippi? And the white man, okay, man. But you don't know until the story really come out behind that. Why, you have a good day, man. It was nice, talk to and chopping up like always. Okay, and that damn morning show is jumping, man. I be wanting to say, man, yeah, with the 1 o'clock, this morning show jumping, but you only got 30 minutes to, to hype it up. It's like a stay tuned to the next episode. You know how when they go off, and I was like, man, that part was getting good. Why they go off? That's how your morning show reminds me of when you like going off of that thing. When you start talking like, hey, check me out at 1 o'clock. Like, they could have kept going, but keep doing your thing, Wyatt, man.
Appreciate
you did.
Thank you.
All right, man. Be safe, man.
Thanks for engaging. All right, Twin. Appreciate the call, Twin. That was Twin out of Cincinnati. Yeah, the 1 o'clock show is one thing. That's what we're on now. But I do a show in the mornings. It's called the Wyatt Live AM Drive. It's like at 8:15, between 8 and 8:15 in the morning. And I drive into the office and we have a conversation. and it's usually whatever I decide to talk about or whatever's in the news or whatever. I'm a different person in the mornings. I mean, it's still me, but my personality, I think, is different in the morning, only because my day is fresh. I've already been up about 3 hours, 4 hours, and I'm already, I'm in gear. But I do, I'm the same person, but I do have different, I have a different persona in the mornings. I'm a little bit more, I don't know if it's because I'm holding a cell phone or because it's strictly on Facebook. And I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'm a different person. I tend to take on topics a little bit different. I still have the same principles and same morals, but I just say things a little bit different. So come check it out sometimes in the morning. It's at 8, between 8 and 8:15. Hit the notification button. Hit the notification button. And you'll see that I usually get on about 8:15, and we ride. Takes me about 45 minutes to get to the office, so I usually get off about 9, somewhere between 9 and 9:15. We give it about an hour, so come check it out sometime. One of the things that I talked about recently was, well, I don't know, just go watch the Wyatt live show in the morning and get an idea. You can bring the topics up here and and see. I heard Ricky Smiley say on that video that he put out that black people, this is why I get tired of these dudes, bro. For someone to say that black people are tougher than suicide is ridiculous, because I know some people right here in the Cincinnati area that are well known and strong personality people, and they've children have committed suicide, or someone in their family. Suicide is not a matter of you being stronger. Suicide has a lot to do with mental health or mental illness and things of that nature. And some people can't stop themselves from having these thoughts and these dreams and these, they have so many different things going on in their life. What is that one thing that tell people that they're talking to themselves and somebody's talking to them and somebody's after them? I know, schizophrenia. So you trying to tell me, Ricky Smiley, that, and he said it in the video, he said that black people stronger. We've been through more. We've been through this, we've been through that. And we stronger than suicide. We don't even kill ourselves like that. Bruh, are you serious? Have you seen the suicide rate of teenagers in 2026, 25, 24? Of course, black people kill themselves of suicide. Yes, they do. The problem is we don't go get diagnosed because we don't like psychiatrists. We don't like to go to the doctors. We don't like to talk about these things. And we don't like to seem like we're crazy. And we don't like to, we don't like to go talk to people and handle our problems that way. We're just big and strong and we can handle it because we grew up poor and the white man and had his foot on our neck all these years and decades, and we can just deal with whatever. Ricky Smiley, please, bro, get on stage, do your Fountain Square performances, jump around on the stage and act like grandma and them, keep people laughing, but please stay out of this real shit. Please stay out of this stuff because you're not on point when you're talking about things like this. You are a wrangler, sir. You, D.L. Hughley, Don Lemon, y'all are wranglers. All y'all do is say shit to wrangle my people up just like cattle. You keep them stuck on the same shit, and when it's proven that something went wrong in your stories and this and this and that, y'all just move on to the next one that'll fit the same situation, and then you find out that one's not gonna work. And then you just wait for the next little kid to drown, or you wait for the next person to hang from a tree and all that old shit. Not one time has anybody been convicted of a hanging, convicted of a drowning. And trust and believe, if we found the people who doing these things and we see that it was racially motivated, everybody that questions this, we all would step up and be like, man, yeah, we going in this shit together. We about to fight this together. We about to expose this person together. But y'all put so much energy into the person that probably got hung by some white people. Probably it's Mississippi. You do all this old shit to get people all strung up. No pun intended. But y'all never have any suspicion of Tyrone who did some shit. Black women are more likely to be killed in this country by a black person. And black people know how to hang people too. We know how to hang ourselves. And like Twin said, y'all might not want to admit to this, but gang activity is something different. Gangs don't want the attention of a murder. Now, gang initiation might. Okay, you might have to kill somebody or kill a op, not a civilian, kill a op to get in the gangs and let it be known. But when somebody needs somebody hit, like this lady or any lady that may have somebody on a child support situation, or she didn't told on somebody that sent them to jail, of course they're going to commit a murder and they're going to make it look like it came from somewhere else. The best murder in the world is to make everybody go in the opposite direction of where you are. That's just strategy. But of course, you're going to have your regular folk that believe all the propaganda and try to connect all these dots and put all the puzzle pieces together based on the same shit you heard on the one that didn't work out. God, y'all drive me crazy with this shit. So I just stop because there's nothing I can possibly say to change your mind that white people are not in line to kill us, because we got a long line of our own people killing us. They can stand in line. Let me go to the phone lines because I'm getting out of here. I got 8 minutes left. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Wyatt. This is Alethea Williams again.
Hey, sis. You sound a little better.
Thank you.
What's
I
going
think
on?
I was going through those buildings downtown, and I think my service got bad.
Okay. I'm sorry, but your voice sound better, too. You say your voice was stressed out.
Oh, heck yeah. I had fun this weekend. I'm still celebrating my birthday.
Happy birthday again to you, sis.
Thank you.
How does 30...
It'll be until the 31st.
Okay. How does 34 feel?
No, not 34.
What?
I'm 40. I'm 49.
You don't even get it, girl. I was trying to put that 34 on you.
No, I like this year. My last year, my 40s.
So
and
you're
it started out great.
49?
49, surrounded by family and friends. It was so beautiful. I mean, beautiful. I really enjoyed myself.
Well, that's good. That's good. You must have been hollering, "Go, girl!" and get it, don't stop.
Yeah, we
your
was
voice
all
is
on
crazy
a
right
party
now.
bus. We had rented a charter, and it was like 56 people. And when I tell you it was a time, it was a time. I really enjoyed. I'm still like grateful for everybody that came.
That's good. That's good.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
what's on your mind today,
I wanted to
sis?
call you to tell you you're totally wrong about Ricky Smiley.
Okay, of course, I know.
Yes. So what I wanted to tell you that you're saying that he's talking about, he referenced that to say a black woman was found hung. He was basically speaking to black men saying they need to protect black women. They need to be more attention on the black woman. But he wasn't like speaking that a white person have done this, or it could be anybody. He's just saying that we're under attack. And when I say we're, it's because even our own culture is very disrespectful. It's back to the comment that you were having with Twin, where you were saying some fathers are feeling like it's like a jail sentence when they're saying, hey, you got to support your child. This is something no judge or magistrate or, anybody should have to tell you. Like, it comes with obligations. And just because you enter into a new relationship and you want to take care of the children that don't belong to you, your first priority before even that woman is to take care of your children. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. And I also wanted to say, with that lynching, it's very disturbing because it's getting younger and younger.
What lynching, sis?
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. What lynching? What lynching?
Well, were you saying like certain people, he named a number of how many women, black women specifically. He wasn't speaking about all women. Mm-hmm. He was speaking about black women.
Right.
And he was saying we need more attention because they are coming up missing. And we are at high numbers. Like when you say it's 40% women in the US that's missing, and 35% of them are Black women and Black children, that is very high percentage of a race. So that's what I was saying. I do agree with him that people need to be more attentive to what is happening in the Black community to our women and our girls, because it included girls and women. And our race is very high with becoming missing. I don't care if it's like runaway, things like that. All that should be looked into, because like you said, it's mental health. All of this goes into what is happening to these women where they just want to run free and not tell anybody where they are, even knowing how much is out here that can happen to them, but they're just running away. So I just think we do need to pay more attention to the Black women, not saying that, some things they may bring onto themselves, but it's going so much trauma is happening inside these families. I don't know if you followed on Facebook, but there was a family, I won't say their names because I respect the young lady, where the person she trusted to take care of her and protect her and be attentive to her was the one who hurt her and used and abused her sexually. And the text and everything was sent out into social media world, and the text message were screenshotted by the people that couldn't even understand why his father was doing this to his little sister. Put in mind, the girl, 14 years old, her mother passed away a year ago. But this has been happening since she was 8 years old. All over social media, everybody's like, oh yeah, he's this, he's that, but not even paying attention that in 2 weeks, this young girl is going to have to go to school back in the city of Cincinnati. No matter where she goes, people are going to understand like that's the girl. That's the one who was taken advantage of. So that's what I mean, like being more attentive and just having a little bit more sympathy for people and understanding just because you see it don't mean you have to share it. That little girl is going to have a horrible time, not for today or tomorrow, but for the rest of her life. Her mother is gone. She can't run to her mom and say what she just went through or what social media had just did to her life. And we should be more upstanding as a community ourselves. You said it yourself of like, hey, why we gotta say the white man or the white woman? We should start with our community ourselves. And I think that's what Ricky Smiley was doing, was like, as a Black man, we should be more attentive. I don't think he was just saying that the only person who was able to do this was a white woman or a white man.
He doesn't
I think
have
he
to,
was
he didn't
just
have to
saying
say
pay
it.
attention to it because
No,
the numbers are rising.
Let me they say things, sis. I hear you, and what you're saying is on point. I'll give you 90% of what you're saying is right on point. Ricky Smiley and DL Hughley's are using sympathy to get their points across and to stay relevant because they're not funny anymore. Unfortunately, they're just saying the trigger words and bringing up the trigger things to keep people listening to them. Here's why I'd say that what Ricky Smiley said, he was not being genuine in what he was saying, because what he said, and a lot of people will be like, but he's true and this and that, but I don't believe it to be true. But I'm gonna tell you what he said to gear it and shift it in a certain direction. In that same comment, see how you said he's saying we as a Black family, we need to be together and we need to be looking at this and keeping us, and we need to do better to the Black woman and this and that. Keep your guard up and blah, blah, blah. He also said in that video, with this current administration, people are doing way more things to us that are violent. And see, that's shifting it into a racial situation. He's not talking about Black men doing better to Black women. That's not where he's going with it. He needs to be heard a certain kind of way or nobody's going to listen to him. And that's the same. That's why they get to talking, and they know who they talking to, sis. They know how to play the game of manipulation. He said that the administration is doing certain things to us, or doing certain things, so it's making it easier for us to be a target to the violence. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said. Okay, and that's where you lose me, because if he wanted to talk about the health of the Black community, he would be talking about fatherhood. He would be talking about, if you want to save Black women, marry one. But he can't talk like that because he ain't nobody's husband. Okay. And I think he got a little sugar in his tank. That's what I think. And I ain't saying nothing wrong because he do, but don't stand up here acting like no strong family oriented man and all that old shit. And then come off like that when I know that that's not what you really mean. You are playing with people's emotions and you picking and choosing how you want them to hear you. And see, you heard it one way. I heard what he was actually doing. And I'm not suggesting that we don't. I say it on my own show. How we gonna sit here and say protect the queens and we ain't really got no kings? A king got a queen, right? He got a castle. You know, I mean, these guys don't have wives. You know, I just don't see. I hear through shit like that. I know why he's still relevant. It's not because he got this slamming, jumping ass, funny ass show. DL Hughley don't either. These guys are staying relevant in the black community by talking propaganda shit. They putting cases together and they saying things and they saying stuff that's not true. They trying cases in the media and, you know, out here loud on podcasts and shit. Don Lemon says that the biggest threat to America is white men, and then he go off and marry a white man. I mean, if y'all don't see the games and the tricks in this shit, you never will.
But that's not, I mean, everybody can say, just like I just did all the talking. You said 90% of what I said was true.
Yeah.
But you
because
can't
I
throw
believe
it all away because you don't agree with 10%.
No.
He did say that. You know, I will give you that. But that is true because people is losing medical insurance. People have lost jobs. You know, they take in jobs that pay quite less than what they used to make. So I get what he's saying. You get what I'm saying? It's just you have to just apply it to your life the way
to the black community.
That it should. But I understand when he says
is that only
attentive.
happening to the black community, sis? Is that only is the things that you talked about?
But that's who he talking to. Like we can't say it's exactly what you be saying. You say talk to our community. That's what he was doing. He wasn't picking like
sis, there's a way of saying things.
No, he was talking to the black community and saying, you know, pay attention to our black women. And I feel like you don't help that situation if you're saying, oh, Ricky, he this, he that. No, but he was telling the truth. Like he put it on the table. You know, he know what he did in his life, just like you know what you've done in your past.
He was telling what truth?
When you become older and wiser,
no, what truth was he telling?
About those mistakes and how to get through.
What truth was he telling, sis?
I just told you.
No. I mean specifically.
Our black women are not being attended to mentally, physically. We're left, you know, some women are left taking care of the children by themselves. We have to go to a court system, you know, to get help for our kids. And then we get slammed because we're asking the government for assistance, you know, to help with the children. Now we're really, you know, slum or whatever. But if the black men will stand up and pay more attention, ain't what he said. If we had better fathers in the home,
that ain't what he said.
He said it boils all down to it. It helps. It includes the mental health, the stability of the black mind, the black woman's mind. Like you don't understand. If you're in the house and you're taking care of the children by yourself with no assistance from the father and barely some from the state, it messes with you when you can't take care of your children.
Absolutely. And sis, here's the problem. I can guarantee you there's not one black man that listened to that man talk on that video. There's not one black man who listened to that video of what he said and got what you got out of it. That this is an attack on our black women and black men need to step up to the plate. That wasn't the assignment. That's not what he was trying to say. He was saying black women being attacked physically, being harmed, hung by trees, and they're being treated this way because the administration that we have right now is opening up the doors for just anybody to do anything to us. Not one black man felt accountable or felt like they need to change their ways of life by listening to what he said, because he didn't put it in that context. He didn't do that. He tried to make it seem like that we were being victimized by the United States of America, and that the administration that's out here now has opened up the door. Not one person said, you know what, I need to go get me a black woman, make her my queen, and build a family.
But you missed a bigger point.
I didn't miss no point.
Because that attracts you, right? No. In that conversation he had.
I tell you what, sis.
Black women are under attack.
I'm 5 minutes past my time. Y'all keep saying that, but black men under
And
this.
he gave numbers of how many women.
Do me a favor.
Women. He was very specific. He said black women are missing, and we shouldn't skip over that.
I'm not
like,
skipping over that.
He said, you know, the U.S. or whatever, like stay.
But you know what? Here's the thing.
These women are really missing, no matter what.
But there's a whole lot of stuff that play into that as well, sis. I'm not fighting that there's not. I don't even know that what number he said was accurate. You don't know if it's accurate either. It's easy to make.
Well, I can tell you, there's 40% out of the missing women in the United States. 40% are women and children. 35% is black. That's high.
35. Wait a minute. 35 of that 40.
35% out of the 40% missing women and children. That's what I was trying to explain to you.
35. Wait a minute. Hold on. 40% of women in this country. Wait a minute. Hold on.
And children that are missing.
No. Because
35% of those are black.
35% of the women and children in this country that are missing, 35% of them are black.
Yes.
So a third of them are black.
That's still a high number. So what I'm trying to tell you, you're focusing on one thing because you don't like how he brung it forth.
No, because the way you explained this is not the way you explained it.
On the wrong thing. You should really be focusing on what is happening to these young girls.
No. I'm not focused. I'm not focused on the wrong thing, sis. I'm focused on the manipulation that was tried on my people. Like I told you, when he finished talking, I can guarantee you, black men were not thinking, I need to be a better person to my woman, to women out here. I need to stop having multiple children with these I need to stop having baby mamas. I need to stop doing all this random stuff to women. They wasn't getting that out of it. I can guarantee you what they got out of it was, we're under attack and these white people, they just hanging us from trees in Mississippi and all this old shit. He put it out that way. He ironed it out that way so we would accept it that way. I would have respected it more if it would have been some self-accountability somewhere in that conversation, but there was none.
I think because you're more political. The person who is really looking at
I'll tell you what, sis, I'll play it.
Women and the children, they're going to focus on and do the research because that's the only way that I know about the percentage, because I researched it. Like, this is a very high number. And when you go and you see these kids missing, you're like, where are they? Like, until it happens in your family, you'll never understand what that feels like. You get what I'm saying? It didn't happen in my family, but I could just imagine not seeing a woman or a child in my family, and we have no idea what happened to them, where they at. You know, it's bad.
And
so
to be honest with you,
the black men who's in our community do need to pay more attention to the black woman, whether they sleeping with them or, you know, whatever. Just pay more attention. If you don't want the woman, don't be with the woman. You know, don't create more chaos when you already have chaos in your life.
So why didn't he say it like that?
He was with another woman.
So why don't he present it like we have a community cultural problem?
Because we do.
But that's not what he said.
Nobody want to be responsible.
But that's not what he said. That's not. That's come on, y'all got. So you know what? Black men go through shit too. Black men go through shit too. We go through a lot. How many black men?
We're not talking about black men.
Now let me ask you. But hold on. But you can't just neglect that. You can't neglect.
Let's talk about. Oh, we can't bring up white and Chinese when we're talking about.
But black men is relevant. But you can't.
When we're talking about women, like we need more protection. You just had the conversation with somebody calling black women the B word or calling them fat something. Like, you know, that you had somebody attack another man because he felt like he had to stand up for a woman, but not correcting the woman. That's what it means, attentive. It's not saying fall weak to us, but be real with the black woman and saying, if you don't want stones thrown back at you, you don't throw stones. Like, it's just being more there for our community, for our black women. They need to be taught a little bit more, you know, not beat up, not shut down. You know, that's all I'm saying. Like, I hear what you're saying about more of the political aspect of it, but that wasn't what I paid attention to. I paid attention to the women and the children.
Because
like, I would never want somebody in my community surrounding me to be out here like that.
Yeah, we all get what we get out of certain conversations based on how we feel and what's going on in our lives. That's how I see it. And I see that this man is trying to stay relevant and bring up Black women in vulnerable situations. And whatever you get out of your interpretation is going to be based on your life experiences. Mine are going to be based on my life experiences. You hear things different than I hear things. I hear things different than you. What I heard a man sit up here and talk about was no self-accountability. It was us arming ourselves and guarding ourselves from somebody else. That's what I got out of it. I'm going to play it right now, sis. I got to go because I'm up against the clock.
Wait. Let me ask you this question real quick. How do you feel about the young man who did allegedly, I'll say allegedly because the texts are out, but tried to commit suicide because everybody found out what he was doing to his daughter? What do you think about that? What do you think the community should do with that? Support him or support her?
Where is that at? Is that in Cincinnati?
Oh, yeah, it's in Cincinnati.
Okay, because I've been hearing, you know how people put out words, but they don't have any video, or I can't find what they talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I thought you seen it.
No,
I think I shared it, but it could have been you was busy.
I've seen that before, not this situation, but I've seen it before in the city of Cincinnati where somebody was abusing their child. It was a big name dude in the city, and he ended up killing himself because it came out. Is that new? Is there another case like that that's going on?
No, that's new. It just it's been going on for about 2 weeks. But they put the text message on Facebook of what they found in his phone. His son was sending himself a cash app, and the text came through from his baby sister. And Facebook just went crazy with it because...
Give me something. What did it say?
It was just how he wanted her to give him oral pleasures.
Oh, he's talking to the little girl.
How he wanted her to put the baby down so she could come upstairs and he could have sex with her.
This is his biological daughter?
This is his biological daughter, and her mother is dead. He took custody once the mother passed away. So it's been going on since when the question was asked to her, she was very honest and said, he's been doing this since I was 8 and she's now 14.
Okay, and what was your question to that, sis? I'm sorry, I
missed it. You said what you think, like, as far as our community, you know what I'm saying?
Who they
like,
should back?
Should we support the little girl?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Even though the text was her, it looks as if she was, because they say she was willing because she was texting back.
That's a child. There ain't no such thing as willing.
Okay.
That's a child.
You see it the way I see it.
Yeah, that's a child. Ain't no such thing as willing.
Yeah, she was groomed. You could tell she was groomed.
Absolutely. I'm not this dude. I don't even know what his name. I don't know anything about the situation.
Yeah, he's a big time guy here. I don't want to say his name over the, but
can you
send
me the name? Send me the name so I can research this. Send me the name just so I can research it because I got to know.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's true. I don't know if that text message stuff is true. I got to look at it before I start giving my opinion. I just know that there's no such thing as a little child saying anything about willing or they're, they're complacent with it. I just, no. But I can tell you this, if dude did this, he going to have a problem even in the joint. Even in jail, he gonna have an issue.
Wow. Well, he did try to commit suicide.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Maybe he did. Maybe somebody did it and tried to make it look like suicide. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Them little girls.
Is he in jail?
This is happening so much. They need attention.
Is he in jail?
Like, only thing it took was for her brother to question her, and she came out with everything.
Yeah, is he
like
in
she
jail?
Didn't hold anything back.
Is he in jail?
No.
Why is he not in jail? Oh, because he in custody though, right?
Yes, he is in custody.
Oh, okay.
He tried to commit suicide, so he's in the hospital.
Yeah, okay.
I guess he'll go when they release him.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, I'm curious to
know
about
But I'll send it to you. And
okay.
Thank you for that. Because that's why our community is torn up. We will know who to trust, and for these young ladies and she would have came up missing, everybody been wondering like what's going on. But thankfully the brother figured it out, asked her what was going on, and that's how, it got put out there. So
okay. All right, sis, what I'm gonna do is
for our young ones.
All right, sis, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a couple minutes of this Ricky Smiley. And because it's a very long video, but I don't have that much time left. So I'm going to play a little bit of this Ricky Smiley. And I want people to put in the comment as it's playing who he thinks he's talking to. We're just going to do a little survey on the show because everybody just heard our conversation, you and I. So I want people
I'll watch it.
Okay.
And I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.
Talk to you. Thanks. Happy birthday once again, sis.
Thank you. Right. I hope I get my voice back soon.
All right. Talk to you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. That was Alethea. I'm going to play this Ricky Smiley joint. I'm going to play the first few minutes, probably 2 minutes. I got a couple minutes. I'll play the first 2-3 minutes, maybe a little bit longer than that. I don't know. Give me your impression on who you think Ricky Smiley is talking about when he says the black community is under attack. Who do you think attacking the black community? Who do you think he's referencing? And I don't care if you're on my side, or Alethea's side. It's not a matter of sides. We're talking about why he would even put this video out with this type of content. I just question his motives here. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do what he's talking about. I just think that the direction of where he's steering this is wrong. I think that he's just trying to do what most of these little sassy ass dudes do. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to ask sis, let me ask y'all something in the black community in Cincinnati, Ohio, while I got you here, and then I'm gonna hit this play on the video. When you think of a leadership in your community, please put the person's name, the first person that come to your mind, put the person's name in our chat, just the first name or whoever they call them. Put that name in the chat right fast when I say, who do you think of when you think of a leader in your community? What's the first name that come to your mind? And then I'll tell you what I think about that. Here's the video. Check it out.
Hey, what's up? Hey, I wanna share something with y'all. I saw a video this morning, and I want to say that I'm really, really concerned and really, really scared. And I want to say this. Our black women.
Pause. What grown ass man get on there rubbing their face like that? What grown? I'm gonna let him finish. I promise you. What grown ass man get on there with his fingertips all flattened, all out like that? Talking about some. Just watch his mannerisms. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Just listen to him, okay? But what grown ass man have this mannerism? Like what heterosexual man rock like this? Who do that shit? What grown ass man come? That's right, Ben Jack. What grown ass man coming on the video all in his fucking face? A sip, whatever y'all call them. Check it out. Listen to this shit.
Our black women. And let me stop doing this while I'm saying it, because I want to be serious. I want y'all to really listen to me. We're living in some dangerous times. Some real dangerous times. And I want y'all to know something. To all of my sisters out there. Black women are under attack. Not just because they found that little girl or that young lady hanging from a tree in Mississippi. I saw a video this morning with this man, I can't think of his name, but he had a cowboy hat on, and he was giving the numbers of black women that's missing. And since I think he said since 2024, he said that it's been 13,500 something black women has come up missing. And with no explanation and no resolve, or either they died or whatever. But I just want to say to sisters, black women, please be careful. And y'all need to be armed and dangerous, because the way this country is right now is making racism and stuff okay again, like it was back before our time. And it's scary. How the hell all these black women coming up missing? Y'all need to go to the shooting range. Y'all need to take situational awareness. You need to take training. You need to learn how to operate your weapon. You need to go get your gun license. You don't need to go nowhere by yourself and stuff, and back roads and dark roads and parking in dark spaces, and people need to have your location and meta glasses. And it's a shame that we have to do that, but that's pretty much, especially if you live in a Mississippi or Alabama or a Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, or Kentucky. You live in the South, man, you gonna have to move and operate a certain kind of way because it's dangerous. And I really do believe, and I'm not paranoid and I'm not crazy. I'm just going by what I see. How in the hell is all these black women coming up missing? How? Hanging from trees, all of these strange hangings. And then the corner in Mississippi, blaming it on suicide. Black people are built to go through stuff. Black people ain't just committing suicide over no damn bills. Hell, we know how to make payment plans. Our people systematically haven't had nothing and just used to struggling and knowing how to struggle if you have to struggle, knowing how to get by. You know, we're a strong race of people. Ain't nobody waking up deciding that they finna go behind a house and hang themselves. I know with this particular generation or whatever, you know, some of the younger kids might do stuff because I don't know if COVID created all of that stuff or whatever. But man, I just find it interesting that black women are coming up missing. That man said in that video I saw this morning, I didn't even know the numbers like that. Since, if I'm not mistaken, I'm quoting, 2024, that man said 13,500 black women came up missing. And it's scary.
Let me ask the fellas first. Let me just ask the fellas first. Did anybody get "we need to be better men" out of that? Did that say fatherhood? Did that say we need to protect our women and we need to be better for them? That was a message to women. That wasn't a message to a man. That was, you need to protect yourself. This administration has opened the door up for people to just do anything to you. Where do you get, sis, where did you get the message of black men need to be more protective of the black woman and we need to step up and be fathers and we need to do this? Where did it even say any of that shit? It didn't say nothing like that. That man he's talking to women. You need to go on. Okay, if he's implementing or saying that black men anything in this, he's trying to make a black man a victim of what's going. I mean, you know, I shouldn't say a victim. He's trying to say that black women need to go get armed because just shoot his ass. Shoot the black man if he's abusing you. Shoot his ass if he's not treating you right. I'm just using your logic of putting black men in this conversation. That wasn't for the black man. Black man wasn't listening to that. So your interpretation of what he was talking about, I just don't feel is on point. Now, am I suggesting that what he said didn't have some truth? Okay, I don't know what the missing rate is. I don't know what that is, but here's what I'd like to do just to make it make sense. Wouldn't it make a little bit more sense if we knew the numbers overall of how many black women were missing, how many white women were missing, how many Latino women were missing? I don't know, maybe there's more white women, maybe there's more Latino women, maybe there's more, I don't know. But just to use one number as if it's the one number bigger than all, or it's the one, and I know that's the one we're supposed to be concerned with, that's fine. But keep in mind, because somebody's missing don't mean they dead. They may be running from a situation, like I said earlier in the program. Maybe some little 18 or 19-year-old girl ran from home because daddy was doing her like that boy in Cincinnati was doing his daughter. Maybe all of this is not where somebody's abusing or killing these, not killing the people. Maybe there's an abuse going on here. Maybe there's mental illness. This man just told you right here that black folks don't kill themselves because we're stronger than that. I lose respect for the whole conversation when you say we don't kill ourselves, man. We know how to make payment plans. As if motherfuckers out here killing themselves because they JCPenney bill is high as hell. That's dumb as fuck. Mental illness is what goes along with suicide. It's not because pressures of life, of bills and stuff like that is what's leading to suicide. There's more things to it. There's social media pressures. There's so much going on. I know some people personally whose child took their own life, and it had nothing to do with they couldn't handle bills, or they couldn't handle, being called names. It's a mental illness in most cases. So no, regardless of how he said what he said, the rollout was basically women need to protect themselves because they're at danger, because the threat, the scope is on them. The scope is not just on black women. Okay. Black men have it tough out here too. What's the number of black men that are out here missing or come up dead, or you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to compare the two. I'm just telling you, let's put it in proper context. We don't know out of 13,000. Let's say that $13,000, 13,000 person number is real. In a 2-year period, that's averaging what? 6,500 a year. Let's just say that number is real. How many little girls or how many young children face so much trauma in their own home that they don't want to be there anymore, and they go off and do things? Nah, his message was to who it needed to be to. That message was not to men need to step up and be better men for black women. We just gonna have to agree to disagree, and I still love y'all. But that's not what he was trying to say. This man is on a different agenda. These guys are using these circumstances to stay relevant and make it sound like that they trying to ride this wave of concern. And I just ain't buying their brand, because they don't come out and say nothing about black people killing black people. They don't say nothing. They don't use their platform to say we need to get better fathers in the home. People need to be fathers. I'll never hear them talk about the real reasons why we end up in the situations that we in. I only hear them piggybacking on shit that people could stand in. It's always easy. The preacher in a church has the easiest job in the world on Sunday to me, because he can say no wrong, and everything that he says that's critical, it's always pointing at somebody. He just can't be wrong. It always fits somebody. And it's easy to do that when you're in the position that they're in, because he's not talking to the people that really need to make the change. He's not talking to those people. He's not talking to the father of 6 kids with 4 or 5 different women. He ain't talking to them, because he don't want his woman going to no motherfucking gun range now, do he? You know what I'm saying? He don't want his people going to no gun range. I know what he was going for, and I know who he was talking to. And unfortunately, you see the sympathy and the empathy to it all, but I see the hustle, and I see the relevance, and I see how you got to be that person to stay booked on Fountain Square every year. You got to be loved. And that's just how we go. That's just my take on it. Unfortunately, I'm out of time for the day. It's 4 o'clock. I'm 30 minutes over where I need to be. And I'll see you guys in the morning. I will not be on at 1 o'clock tomorrow, but I'll be on in the morning show at 8, between 8 and 8:15. It'll probably be more like 8 o'clock tomorrow because I'm going to be off to an early start. So tune in on Facebook, Wyatt Live AM Drive. Peace and love to you all. See you in the AM. Will not be a 1 o'clock show tomorrow, so catch us in the morning. Peace and love to you all.
See these niggas be capping and lying, they really not like that. Nigga play like he won't get his life. Just hang with the killers and niggas in our black. Hell yeah, boy, we like that. Ayy, New Year, so we stacking for scat packs. Just hit a lick and pulled out from the Hellcat. All this smoke pressure, the best you can smell that. Turn the 2, 8, 2 or 3 with a scale at. Ayy, need bows, they gon' wrap it and mail that. Just put a 4 in the poppin' and feel back. Giving them trouble, they like where they help at. These niggas pussy, they twat, they big cat. Big racks all on his head, now he kidnapped. Ayy, no cap, this shit here, big facts. Kicking in doors at the kickback, get back like. Run the pockets, let me get that. Ayy, 30 shots with 100, come with me. Wasn't proving no points, so we hit him with 60. Crib Street still screaming RIP Nipsey. I come from the Grove, but the North niggas with me. Ayy, 600, that shit kinda in me. I jumped off the porch to the block in the trenches. I'm rocking designer, this Glock in my brick. It's the bitch from the back, me go buy some inches. 6 days and 6 nights, we was out on the mission. On the 7th, we seen him and caught him and flipped. Only right that we hit everybody that's with him. I been causing hell ever since I was little. I can make a bitch shit like I'm Dr. Doolittle. Don't reach for this chain, tell your ass to a noodle. Yeah, I missed the trouble, I thought that you knew.